Welcome welcome all to episode 11 of the None of Our Business podcast. We are your hosts, Philly Fanatic, Fantasy, Silent Tempo,
Fantasy,
Sane, right? That was a good one. Keenan Duncan,
C-Note,
C4, Dunkaroos,
K9,
C-Money,
C-Money,
and I'm Joe.
See these nuts?
Today we have... You want to shut that?
Oh, no, go. Do the honors. Please.
Today we have a very special guest.
Very
Fernando F. Squared Media Garcia.
Yeah, I gotta change that name.
Is that still your company? You're still
Nah. I don't do that.
What do we change it to?
Nah, just plain old Fernando.
You're like let's
State Farm Media.
State Farm.
Fernando's like, for tax purposes, I insist that we delete that.
Yeah.
No, I dropped all that shit a long time ago.
Man. So for those of you that don't know, I'll just give a little background. Fernando is a Renaissance man. Like many of our friends, he's dabbled in a lot of things, and that's why we brought him on, because he's sure to give a hell of a fucking time. And just keep in mind that what this show is basically at its essential core is us hanging out, but with a recorder on.
That's right.
We do this shit anyways.
Yeah.
If you don't like that, you can get the hell out of here.
Anything I've said in the past, it's just me being me. So
that's true.
It's not,
he's basically saying,
just accept me for who I am as a human being.
I'm playing, bro. Yeah.
That's why when you said Breath of the Wild earlier. So earlier today, Joe and I were talking about Zelda Breath of the Wild because he was like, he beat a monster he wasn't supposed to, and he broke all his weapons while doing it. And then you brought it up earlier when you came in before we started recording, and I was like, okay, if Keenan says something, I'm going to be really mad that nobody told me, hey, you want to get in on this? What the is Breath of Wild Zelda? Why is it so cool?
I'm not big into it, by the way.
It's like the best game ever.
Better than Ocarina of Time?
Yeah.
It's the best Zelda. Statement. It's the best Zelda game out.
Because Majora's Mask was trash.
No, I mean, it's like you want one of those epic adventure games like Zelda was and originally was.
Yeah.
And this is it. Like, this is it. It was beautifully done. Look how beautiful it is.
Just shove it into his face, into his mouth.
The gameplay.
Put the mic in your mouth.
Oh.
Put it in his jaw is open wide, folks.
He's like, I'm smelling it.
I smell the last guest on here.
I was the last guest.
That was weeks ago.
It was me and Philly.
Somebody had some brisket.
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna do some research and make sure that I can actually get like a sanitizer solution or something.
No, it's all right. We're boys. We can handle it.
No, because I was at a show once. I played a show once in Venice, and I remember like there was a piano player who insisted on using his own microphone puff, like Sound Shield, the little windscreen.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not gonna fuck with that. He was like, do you know how many people have been through this venue, through this joint? So you bring up a good point.
So wait, can you get like STDs for microphones or something?
No, you can probably get like mono or something.
Mono?
Nah, I don't think you can get that.
Oh, okay.
Well, there you go. You just contradicting. You're like, no.
I think you actually have to have sex with the person.
You can't fucking do that. Yeah. Fucking idiot. Get the fuck out of here. There's
that shit doesn't fly with the girlfriend, man. Don't tell her that. Oh, I got herpes from the toilet.
Hey, man. That used to work. I'm not saying I ever used it or anything.
On the first outbreak.
I mean, if we're talking about the dark ages, yes, a lot was lost. All right, so we're on the Switch today.
Who's all playing? Keenan, you can.
Oh wait! That. First and foremost, I just want to start by saying, fuck you.
Oh wait, you can't.
Fuck you.
You can't say anything. Oh, okay.
Wait,
no, I'm kidding.
We talked shit about Joe when he wasn't here.
Oh, that's right.
It's like as soon as I hung up the phone, they were like, "Well, that was."
I know.
Well, fuck that guy.
I know.
So I wasn't here last week. I had some business in the Bay. I had important business in the Bay.
Yeah. But it was none of our business.
Oh, you guys know what happened.
Yeah,
I'm not going to disclose it.
But see, Joe, we basically talked shit to your face because we knew you'd be listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You guys knew I was going to get into it. But
so
anyway.
fuck you for pretending to be offended.
Yeah, no, but okay. I do want to say you guys did a great job. Outstanding.
Thank you.
Y'all did a phenomenal job.
Thanks, Joe.
You know, just,
Keenan and I have been talking about maybe starting our own podcast.
I think we are. Yeah,
without you.
It's a spinoff. It's a spinoff. It'll.
Fernando, you want to come to our
podcast?
It'll be like Frasier after Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Make billions.
And no, we'd be way more
billions.
successful.
Way more successful than the original.
And I only know that because I saw the Netflix documentary 90s. That's the only reason I know that it was a
crazy.
spinoff.
You watch
What?
I had no fucking idea. I've never seen
Frasier?
Cheers, and I watched one episode of Frasier, the one where they're doing the the screen players on the radio, and he's like trying to get them to do it. They're like, I quit.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
He was
dude.
being a diva.
I've seen every single episode.
It's a good show.
Is it that good?
Yeah, it's a good show.
Damn,
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean,
I can honestly say I've never seen one full episode. I've probably seen snippets, but I've never seen a full episode.
I like
of Frasier.
Seinfeld. I like Seinfeld better than I like Frasier.
the humor is a little different, but it's.
yeah, the humor's a little different.
You know what it is they pointed it out in the documentary. They said that Frasier gave the audience credit for being smarter than most other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Maybe
say
I'm
that's a
just
smart
too
show.
stupid to understand the show
Yeah.
because when I watched it, I was like, I don't get it. It was like English humor. Like when I listen to English humor, and they're like, "Well, don't you get it?" And I'm like,
It's actually called British humor.
But you have to get the right shows.
Like Blackadder.
Blackadder.
Yeah.
There's IT Crowd. That's a really good one.
Really?
Green Wing.
Is it a Brit? Is the IT?
Is
IT
Monty Python considered English
IT
humor?
Crowd is
I mean, British humor.
Not from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Chris.
Neil
Well, the character Chris O'Dowd, or who one of the main ones. That's
He's Irish, isn't he?
yeah. But it's
Yeah.
a British. That's a British
Okay,
comedy.
okay.
But that
Yeah, I
one
mean-
you really get.
I mean, I love British comedies like The Office.
The Office,
The Office was great.
Spaced with Nick
Spaced,
Frost
yes.
and yeah,
Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. No, yeah, that
What?
old school, but that's
What, you
fun.
I
like
mean,
Mr. Bean?
yeah, I guess.
If you want some raunchy stuff, In Betweeners is a good one. That's about high
In-Betweeners?
school. It's probably a recollection of your guys' lives.
In-Betweeners?
Yeah,
No,
In
I've never heard
Betweeners.
it.
You should watch that.
What
I was-
other?
I was telling Keenan the other day, and I guess we didn't talk about it on here, but what if we have like a segment where, you know how Beavis and Butthead used to watch music videos and talk shit? What if we watch movies or like shows that we have like a segment where we turn something
Commentary.
on? Yeah, and we're just like, look at these fucking like, you know, like
Look at
these
these
with
shows.
the, with the
pitching
buff
our-
ass neck, and like, you know what I mean? Like, but
We're
I'm not a
pitching our
shit talker,
spinoff
though.
to you right now, Joe. This is
No.
This is what
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna do.
I'm gonna have to talk to our producer and see what he thinks.
Keenan, what do you think, Keenan?
I have to sign the proper
jeez.
paperwork.
All
I
right,
gave
so
them shit earlier.
show of hands. Are we
in a
gonna
text
do
message.
Smash Brothers or Mario Party? Which one do you guys?
Oh, that's right. 'cause
should we let the guests
game.
decide?
Yeah, let's.
He's like, I kind of want to fuck with Zelda Breath of the Wild.
yeah.
Let the ring bearer decide.
Let's do Mario Party.
Mario Party.
Hey,
Let's go.
Mario Party.
Mario Party.
Pick
The
up
great
our
thing
sticks.
about Mario Party is that it runs at our pace. Oh no, that one. Those are Phil's sticks. Yours are right there next to him.
Oh, yeah, there's one right there. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But
Whoa,
we
you
can't
bought
do-
2 more controls?
Yeah.
We can't do a lot of the motions that we could on
Nice.
that one though.
Oh shit,
That's
we
what
can't
made
play
that
Mario
fun.
Party
No.
because we need 4
We need those.
Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
we need Joy-Cons.
We could play Smash Brothers
Shit.
though.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
gonna have to
Smash
play
Bros.
Smash. Sorry,
Alright.
guys.
So in
Smash that
a
ass.
way, your choice mattered for nothing.
No.
Just
Why am I
like
even
the
here?
American people.
Dude, oh, Keenan wants to get
Hey.
political. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
There we go.
You know what, Keenan?
So teachers, right?
Teachers.
Okay,
Oh,
so
man.
I kind of underestimated how serious that was at first, and they were out there in the rain.
Yeah,
Everything.
every day. Every day. Ugh.
That fucking sucks, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've been consistently, because my son's 7 years old. He'll be 8 this year. He's in 1st grade, and
he's teaching you how to read, right? I saw
yeah,
that
he is.
post.
He taught me a lot of things. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, so we reached out to his teacher and we're like, you know, what's gonna happen?
Oh yeah.
The night before
Like-
the strike actually took place. Yeah. Sonia's in communication with his teacher, so
Mm.
we asked her, okay, what's
Shout
gonna
out to
happen?
Sonia's.
What do you suggest we do? Because I mean, I'm for teachers. You know, I'm absolutely in support of teachers getting better pay, about a better environment in class and everything. We just wanted to make sure that the choice, if we were gonna stick, you know, with the teachers, we wanted to make sure we understood why we were doing it and what the repercussions were gonna be.
Is all that they're asking for is just more money and that's it?
Smaller
No,
classrooms.
They want
Oh, yeah?
smaller classrooms. They
Okay.
want more funding for their classrooms.
Okay.
Like, you know, teachers want to come out of pocket less because they're coming out of pocket a lot for like any
Yeah.
little activity
Pencils,
that they try to do.
paper, extra
Yeah.
paper
And this is
tissue.
our LAUSD
Yeah,
public schools.
exactly.
No private, no.
Exactly.
No
this
charter.
is straight up LAUSD.
Just LAUSD. Okay.
So we reached out and they said, honestly, like, if you want to support us, it's great. We can tell you right now that there aren't going to be any teachers, or if they get substitute teachers, they're not going to be going through any curriculum. They'll probably just give them like a packet, or they'll have them watch movies. And then what'll happen is that the kids will be bunched up in
auditoriums or something.
In an auditorium, or they'll be in a classroom where they'll all the different classes that teach the same grade will be together. So all the first graders will be together in one room.
So what's the difference between no teacher and then homeschooled? Isn't that the same thing?
No, because homeschool, you do have a curriculum that you have to follow. Like, you have to go to a school and say, look, I'm homeschooling my son. What is it that I need to, what is the criteria?
Okay.
And then you have to get, I guess you have to get certified, right? If you're like the parent that's going to teach them, you have to get certified. Anyway. So we
it's important that you're taking the time for that.
No, yeah. So we went out and we didn't go out, but we asked the teacher and they said, this could be anything. This could be 1 day, this could be 2, this could be 7. It could be anything. So
you have to push plus.
Do I? Where am I?
Did you push plus?
This one? Yeah. Okay, so
hold on.
I don't know where we're at. Just add. There we go. Okay. Got it.
Suffice it to say that it sounds like you've done your homework on this, because it is an important. Like, I mean, I don't have kids, but I imagine it's important.
I believe
it is. It's absolutely important. So what we've been doing is, she said they'll be in these classes, and it's your choice. If you want to support us, you support us. If not, it's understandable. We'd like you not to cross the picket, but we get it. Sometimes you don't have anybody to watch your child. Fortunately, Sonia's a stay-at-home mom, so she's able to, take care of Gavin, which he doesn't even need a lot of supervision
because he has all those video games.
That kid's automated. No, it's not just the video games. Yeah, but he just, he minds his own business and he does what he's supposed to do.
He knows how to be with himself,
and he can learn. He knows how to clap back now heavily. He claps back all the time.
Yeah, he's.
I don't know where he learned that, Sonia.
He's a good little Japanese boy.
I know.
She's gonna kill you. I know. You realize that, right?
You just lit a fuse, buddy.
She won't hear this till like Monday, so I'm good for like 24 hours.
So what I find funny is that since this strike started, I'll get like 5-6 messages a day from the school saying, today the students were doing this and doing that. But in these recordings, at no point do they ever state that your child learned anything.
Wow.
They just say, your children were taken care of today. Or, your children, it's Martin Luther King month. Or, I'm sorry, Martin Luther King's birthday. So your children will watch a video, commemorating Martin Luther King. But at no point, again, do they say that your child is learning anything. Or they sent me a message the other day saying, we understand that during this time, you might want to support the teachers and not bring your child to school. We just want to let you know that the law states that even during a strike, you have to bring your child.
Serious?
Yes. And they're saying, but just so you know, we are going to be keeping tabs, but it's not your child's fault. So we're not going to hold you accountable for not bringing in your child. But it's like a passive aggressive threat, we want you to know that we're keeping tabs that your child isn't coming.
It's because they lose funding. The more students they lose,
fault. We want what's best for the administration and for your child.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all full of shit, man.
It's crazy.
So I'm glad that we haven't been taking Gavin to school. So we have like activity books for Gavin.
Yeah.
And we just have him do those activities. Like, he'll do like 3 pages a day. And we keep a record of it so that we can at least show that Gavin wasn't just fucking around. He was.
I'm just saying it. It just sounds like you're taking the initiative of doing a homeschooled now instead of.
Yeah, but we know that's not gonna last. Like,
okay,
Gavin's gonna have to go. Oh shit!
I'm trying to listen to you while play this game right now, and it's like incredibly difficult.
I'm still figuring out the controls. I played this for how long, and I still don't
It's
know
like,
what the
who the
buttons
fuck
are.
am I in this?
I tried to tell Joe about this, that it is actually kind of increasingly difficult to have a deep conversation and talk shit.
We're doing
Oh, wait,
well.
how do I do it, Joe? I'm supposed to do something.
Forward B. No, B.
No,
B,
you just press
B.
B by itself.
And I didn't do shit.
I know you missed. I think Fernando got knocked out.
Yeah,
'cause you guys
I
fucked
just
with
kept
him.
jumping off. I don't know.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm in support of the teachers, absolutely, because my child spends so much time with them that you want to make I want to make sure that at least it's someone of quality, or the teacher has what they need, all the resources they need to help my child advance, you know?
I hear that.
So I don't know. So, you know, fuck LAUSD for fucking holding out. And
Because it's not the teacher's fault, man.
absolutely not. Oh shit, I lost that one.
I was fortunate enough to be friends with a lot of my teachers in high school, and like when I learned about the shit that they had been doing for all of us for so long, it was crazy to me.
Yeah, dude. That's
they
the
make
crazy
their own
part.
copies for students out of their own pocket, like whenever the fucking budget doesn't allow enough for it.
Exactly.
Like, come on, man.
I don't like the way my buttons are. I want to change that.
That's because you're whack.
Well, it's like the jump is over here, but my 2 attacks are over here. My jump should be B.
Kenan, you sound like a schoolboy bitch right now.
Because we're talking
You
about
sounded like a schoolboy bitch.
we're
Damn,
talking
you
about
guys got me.
LAUSD. So I'm just keeping it real.
LAUSD's nuts. Am I right? Am I right? I'm probably wrong for saying that. I'm probably wrong for saying that.
Are you though?
And I know you said that one of our friends who's a firefighter who works for like federal level also
Oh,
is
what the
suffering
fuck
from
am I
budget
doing?
cuts. Like
Now
because of
that has to do with the government shutdown. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
That we're in like a month into that motherfucker.
I know. Are we going to
With-
get our taxes?
With no end
Wait,
in sight.
but doesn't
That's
the government
fucked up
shutdown
part.
affect teachers?
On a
No,
federal-
no.
federal.
That's
Federal.
federal. That's
Okay.
federal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I mean, I'm sure it still affects.
Like
No,
TSA,
I mean, yeah,
TSA, federal.
Okay.
Cross-state
Yeah, it's to the
firefighters.
point where like these like TSA agents.
Oh,
are
that's
calling
state
out.
level versus federal. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now,
I
it's
mean,
to
they're
the point
losing
where
their houses and
they're
stuff.
calling out.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
people are just. It's fucking incredible
oh, fuck.
that this is supposed to be like the longest one in our history.
Yeah, it is. What the fuck?
For a
You know what it
fucking
is,
wall.
Keenan?
I won.
You know what it
I
is,
use
Keenan?
that Pokeball.
Even the
That's
Keenan
my
was killed
Pokeball.
by his own
That's my
Pokeball.
What the fuck?
All right.
This was
Fuck
a little
this
tougher.
game.
right?
This game
You
sucks.
Yeah. He said this game
I
sucks.
want to make sure it's known on these cameras.
And so
Shut up, man.
it's
We're trying to get
Keenan's.
sponsorship. What the
From
fuck you doing?
Nintendo, fuck Nintendo.
Why not?
Whoa.
Hey, this show is a
It's a
friend of the
friend of the-
Nintendo community.
We support anything Nintendo does.
Uncalled for.
Yeah, Keenan.
That was
All right.
uncalled for.
Bad
Do I
form.
have to do my Kevin
old
Hart
chap.
apology now?
Old chap, that is
Please.
bad form.
We're gonna need you to apologize now.
Oh,
we're gonna need
man.
But I want to
500
host the
word essay.
Oscars. Come on,
You're gonna get a
guys.
shitload of trolls now. Just fucking.
You're like,
Dude.
so,
That
so,
means we'll get customers to our podcast. They'll listen.
so you want to be like Ricky Gervais, huh? Is that what it is? You want to be hosting
He
the
wants to
Oscars
be
talking shit?
controversial. Look at him. He just wants to.
Or Paul Mooney. You can put me up with
Paul Mooney. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I respect you for even bringing the name up. All right.
He just,
I'm bad.
okay.
Okay.
Mooney Twins. Let's go.
All right, Joe. So,
So-
this game isn't working, man.
No, because
It
he
is
wins
working,
every
but
game.
I win every
Doesn't
time.
it?
Well, not
it's
every
pointless.
We should play Dragon Ball Z again.
Oh yeah, we can do
That's
that.
that's one you
on,
should
dude.
try out. I think you'll like
Have
it.
you
I'm down.
fucked with Dragon Ball Z?
So-
Nope.
But you know of it though, right?
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Nope.
Did you
You
see the movie?
Nope.
Did you never ever fuck with Dragon Ball?
I've never.
I think
got into
Fernando's
it.
become an adult. Like he's a straight up
Oh,
adult now.
No, man. I love anime.
Yeah.
I never got into Dragon
Dragon
Ball for whatever reason.
Well, neither have I. But yeah.
Is it the
Dragon
whole?
Ball,
Is it the whole
yeah.
power up thing? You're just like fucking just punch him while he's powering up.
One Punch
I
Man?
have no
Bunch of
idea.
like powering up.
Yeah, that is a thing. Like old Dragon Ball used to bother me. Was like they'd sit there and they'd be like, "I see." They'd be like, "Now wait for me while I power up to my maximum potential before we start this fight." I'd be like, "No." Just like start.
Why am I gonna wait for you?
you?
His power level is increasing.
Do you know the reference? It's over 9,000. Do you get that one?
No.
Oh man,
Never got
Fernando.
that
I mean, I
So-
kind of understand that reference, even though I never watched the show. But I kind of get it. There should be. Isn't there a machine out there that you stand on, and then all of a sudden you pretend like you're trying to power up, and there's like
Things
wind
flying
and
around
stuff. Yeah.
No,
there's
like
like
a dollar bill machine.
I thought there was one.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Like
Yeah. I could have sworn I saw something like
Did
that.
you guys
money
ever see
grab-
that
the
kid
money
that
grab
tried to go
machine?
Super Saiyan though on
Yeah,
on
that
YouTube
was
camera?
hilarious.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
jeez.
and he like like it had an ulcer or
Jeez.
something. Like he popped a
Horrible.
vein in his brain. Didn't he? But he got famous though for that, right? And then he made money,
Yeah.
and now we haven't heard from him. He became a real Dragon Ball.
I
So
think-
Fern,
Yeah, go ahead.
let's let's put the spotlight on Fern for a little bit. What's
He's
up
like,
with
oh
you?
god,
What's going on?
Man, I don't know, man. I'm just working.
We want to thank you for coming out.
Yeah,
first and
yeah,
Yes,
foremost,
cheers
you
to
know.
Yeah.
Fernando.
Episode 11.
Yay.
God damn it.
I've been listening to the podcast. It's nice. I like it. I enjoy it on my ride home from work.
Yeah, that's what we're at. See,
Nice.
anybody listening and / watching, this is a perfect show to put on while you're driving.
Or you're bored at work.
Or if you're bored at work. I mean, shit, I'll put it on if I'm just hanging.
Jibba doesn't work. So
Yeah, that's right. I'm hardly at my desk.
Do you listen to other podcasts though, Fernando?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
okay, because there's a gap between usage because most people don't even know how to get to a podcast.
That's true.
Oh man, you can get a podcast anywhere. You can get it on Spotify.
Yeah, now you can.
Now
yeah,
you can.
Now,
Now
you
you
can.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. For a
iTunes.
while, people did, but you've been listening to podcasts for a while.
Yeah. I just finished listening to Limetown.
Limetown.
What's that?
Limetown season 2. It's like a kind of like a sci-fi thriller podcast, like a radio podcast.
See, and you're a real podcaster because it started off with that Serial or whatever it was called. Or it was like
the murder one?
Did
Yeah.
you listen to Serial?
murder?
yeah, everybody listens to Serial.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's a
Fernando
popular
put me on to They're Alive. Or We're
Oh,
Alive.
We're alive.
Yeah.
What's
We're
that one?
Alive is
Yeah.
sick.
It's like a radio podcast.
Yeah, it's like
an
a
old school
horror,
radio
like
podcast.
a Walking
It's
Dead
like that
type.
episode of
okay.
Frasier where they're doing the fucking
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah, it's an actual. It's like a
Yeah.
radio show.
It's got like
Okay.
140 episodes.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's like Battlestar Galactica, man. You got to watch it.
Oh, shit.
Or listen to it.
listen to it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's called We're Alive, and it just basically chronicles the story of these people that survive a zombie apocalypse and how they're.
Yeah, it's kind of like a zombie
Oh,
apocalypse.
okay.
It
Do
gets
you guys-
weird.
But it gets weird. It gets really weird.
Do you guys really believe you could survive a zombie apocalypse? Because there's a lot of like
We
people
had
are
a moment
interested
about
and they're
that.
like, "Oh, this is what I would do." But like, let's be honest, if a zombie kicked in these doors right now, blah, and came in and started attacking,
I'd be the first one to go.
why?
I know
do you
that
say
for a fact. I know my fate is sealed. I just sit
You'd be
here
like-
I just hold my arm out. Go ahead, bro. Come on, bro.
He's the guy that we leave in the beginning of the movie, and then we come back at the end, and he's all fucking like commando.
out.
and shit.
Commandoed out. You see him like
Follow me
He's
if you want to
invented this
live.
zombie killing machine.
you fucking exactly. You're in a sticky
Where you guys
situation and
been,
Keenan
you guys?
comes out
And
like
we
guns blazing,
suffered
like,
all kinds of traumas.
What's up, guys? I'm back.
You
You're
got
like, holy
PTSD?
shit, Keenan, we thought you were dead.
He's got a scar across his face and shit.
He's like, you'd think that, wouldn't you?
They call me John Connor. Wrong
Amazing.
buddy.
That'd be great.
Seriously, though, what would you like for Philly's scenario? Zombie pops in.
Are
You're
they
like,
Are they runners? Are they like?
Yeah, what kind of zombie?
Yeah, what kind of zombies? are we
Just
talking
picture
about
the
here?
worst scenario possible, like none of us were prepared for. And
let's just say slow.
Like Walking Dead zombies.
Yeah, let's say slow. They popped in, so it
Like
gives
a
us an
Walking Dead
opportunity to
movie.
get out.
I'm
Well-
thinking like Resident Evil level, man. Like
Yeah, so like, I
But
mean,
which Resident Evil?
yeah,
Are we
'cause
talking like
you got the
Resident Evil
liquor-
some of the
one?
zombies
man.
like are slow
then
in
some
Resident
are-
Evil.
yeah.
But
well,
then
it's not
charge-
Nemesis, that's for sure. You know,
Let's say
I'm-
first Resident Evil. They pop out super slow, all groggily and shit, eyes falling from their mouth.
but they're still dangerous.
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like you got to be in fit physical condition to survive. Like the initial
Yeah,
Yeah.
zombie apocalypse, because everything's going to go to shit really fast.
Yeah.
Would
And
you
then
go in the
if you can
shock?
survive that,
Yeah.
then you got a chance.
yeah,
Then you got to toughen up.
yeah. That's when you start doing push-ups like you're in jail. and
No,
shit.
you got to start eating like fucking cat food and
Oh,
shit. That's,
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
the push-ups. You got to
yeah.
start doing shit that
Oh.
you've never
You
wanted.
probably
to do.
would
Yeah.
never normally
Eating
do.
squirrel nuts, you know?
Or what was it like?
Drinking your own pee.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's like a thing, right? Like if you're a survival tactic or whatever.
Gotta
I
drink
mean,
that
it's
water.
never-
That's why it's
It's never recommended. It's like a last ditch ever.
Start
like, oh, I
watching
need to
Bear
get this
Grylls
shit. I
every
know.
day.
yeah. Squeezing
there-
that shit juice.
Are there like survival course things that you can take?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit?
you can take survival courses.
like
They'll
is
teach
that-
you how
You
to
want to
like.
do that on your birthday? We'll go out and take a
Oh, God.
survival course together.
Yo, we should do an escape room soon.
I'm surprised we never did one at all, ever. None of us did.
Well,
I've done that.
I mean,
none of us
as a group,
As a group,
Yeah, I've done escape rooms. Yeah.
I've never done an escape room.
Oh, you've never done an escape room?
No, I've worked with people like helping them market it, but I've never.
Would you do an escape room with us?
Yeah, I've done a few too.
Yeah. Fernando and I.
Are they hard?
Oh yeah, my birthday. Like
we've done it like
4 years ago.
Oh, thanks for the invite, Joe.
Sorry,
it
wasn't my birthday.
I just want to give you shit anyway.
For a little context, though, like these are probably like the closest and oldest, longest time friends across the board. Here.
Yeah,
like between all of us, for the most part.
Between all of us, there's like 60 years of friendship.
I would say, Fernando.
Really, there is.
I met you when I went to uni, right? So ninth grade for me. So that's only 3 years difference between you and Joe. And I've known Joe we're getting close to 25 years.
When I was a senior.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. He's my age.
Yeah, so he's 1 grade below me.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. But that's right. So we met in Emerson then.
No, I went to Emerson though.
We had to have met in Emerson.
No, you wouldn't have met.
No. I didn't know any black people in Emerson.
Middle school, right? Middle school? Yeah.
This
is getting awkward. Oh, God. We might use that for the snippet.
That's the snippet. I didn't know any black people at Emerson. Like, damn, okay. African American, goodness gracious!
It was Emerson.
This podcast is a friend of the African American.
But Emerson Emerson had a lot of black people. It was
mixed. It was the same as uni. It was the same as
It
was like mixed, like motherfuckers.
But see,
you were a lot of Latina crowds. I was in a Latina crowd.
But you know how? Wait, were you?
Fernando had the slick back hair. He had the fucking the long socks
with one button up. But you were in the theater department, right?
In Emerson?
Weren't you?
No,
you weren't.
No,
because I remember doing something with the theater department at Emerson.
I was in woodshop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did nothing else.
I don't think schools have woodshop anymore. They took out. I know they took out the auto mechanics school class in uni high.
They had one,
but I think they still had it at Venice High School. But they're like those classes come on and off depending on if there's even a teacher to teach that.
Practical skill sets.
Is that where you got your interest?
They should be teaching at these schools.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There's a lot of stuff they should be teaching.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe there isn't a DMV class or taxes. So you're like, in fact, you want to know something funny? When I got to senior year and they were supposed to teach economics, my teacher, I won't drop his name just in case it's illegal or whatever, but he starts the class and he goes, all right, everybody, grab your textbooks and open to page 1. And everybody does it. He's like, everybody there? He's like, all right, close it. Close the book. Everybody's like, what? I'll close the book. He's like, now grab it and throw it across the wall. Everybody, just make sure you don't hit anybody. He's like, I'm not kidding. Do it.
He did it.
And we all threw all the books across the wall. And he was like, all right, cool. Here's what we're going to do. I have tenure, so I'm going to teach you guys social justice because your generation is going to deal with it more than any other generation. And when I think about it now, holy shit, you look at Facebook and everybody's outraged and there's social justice problems everywhere.
It's J-dubs all around. Yeah.
Social justice warriors.
Yeah.
And when that's crazy because I had this guy for comparative religions and now he's teaching.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
and he's like, you're not going to learn economics or finance because if you want to do that, you can ask to be changed out of the class. But I guarantee you're not going to be worried about that. You're going to deal with real problems.
So where did you all learn the stuff we should be taught in class? Dude,
and he started he's like, these are papers that I wrote in college and here are some things that I got out of college. You're going to keep all this stuff and learn about why all these people were able to create things. And he said, and I want you to know something. While you're busy looking for leaders in the future, realize that those people, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, whoever you want to name, Rosa Parks, anyone you want to name, they were just you. And so don't look for leaders because you are it.
Philly, you were tearing up a little while ago.
No, I heard his voice crack a little bit.
Zoom in on the camera on his eye. That's his Oscar pose right there.
But everybody was quiet. Everyone was quiet. Everyone was focused. And you can't take that away from him.
It's not the right side.
Oh no. Okay.
I thought this was a laid back show. This is a serious show.
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I was prepared
here,
for this.
All right, so tits and ass, right?
You guys are having to kill the white man party without me.
Nah, you know what? they had a HTML course in my school.
What?
Yeah. Like the first internet class
Ever?
for anything like having to do with the internet. So building like
cool.
a web page was the main curriculum.
Is that how you got into it?
Sort of. I mean,
Yeah.
but like not till way later.
Yeah.
Not till way later. But I was like, oh yeah, I remember this.
Because
Shit.
eventually you fucking.
I was gonna say that must have sparked
took
your
over.
interest, in that subject.
But
No?
honestly, I didn't even know I was going to be like a web developer. Yeah, or programmer.
It just kind of happened.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be something else. And then
thought you'd be a famous actor, right?
Shit.
What's the?
No, it's cool. It's fine. It's just you got close and you
I
got
did.
loud.
Oh, should I pull away?
So
Sorry.
you're good.
Oh,
I just want to get a little background for people who don't know who you are and what you do.
That he stole the Romeo role from you in high school?
shit.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there
That's what the
because he had
podcast is from.
seniority, so of course it was gonna go to him. Jack.
This is a cleansing moment. Joe wants to release
Arian's
his.
still pissed off about that too.
Oh shit!
Yeah. There were a lot of roles that
Oh, man.
whatever.
Well, to help you out, Joe, it wasn't that memorable. So I.
Nagar
I'm
said
just
it was
kidding.
the worst Romeo she's ever seen.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! That's
So
his
my-
wife, by the way. That's his wife. His wife now.
Yeah.
She
I'm
said
just
my
messing
girl
with you though. I do remember why. Shit. Maybe
But you
I
know
don't
what it
remember.
was? It's because he was Rico Suave.
Hey,
That's
that's what we
why.
wanted
Man.
to see. We wanted to see.
No, you had all the game in high school.
I don't know what you're
Ooh.
talking
I
about.
no.
I don't know what you're talking
let's
about.
talk about it here.
There's
on
only
None of Our
one and
Business.
one woman only that has ever piqued my interest. I don't know what anybody. I don't know what anyone's heard.
Let's
I was
get
saving
Fernando.
myself.
Joe was the real Rico Suave.
Hey,
There were girls like
preach,
be like
preach.
they tap on my
Jeez.
shoulder, be like, "Hey," I was like, "Yeah." I think they'd be talking to me. I was like, "Hey, what's his name?" Oh, that's Joe.
That's Mr. El Guapo.
El Guapo Joe.
Yeah, you got a
Jeez,
big old dick.
guys.
Yeah,
You're horrible.
No, we had some good times.
ladies and dudes, right? He was all over the place, wasn't he?
We were in dance too.
Hey man, I was hot with the fellas.
We were doing dance.
Yeah.
So he yeah, man.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he can move
It
that
was
pelvis
falling out of his pockets.
Oh shit!
I took a dance class. I was the only guy there. I was the only guy in the dance class in high school, and it was going well until I realized that all the girls were expecting me to at least choose one girl to be with, like in the class, because I was just talking to everybody because I didn't have any intention of actually being with someone.
Mhm.
And one day, like as we were all walking out to go do some outside running or some activity or something like that, they all kind of like were like around me, and then I'm just walking. Whoever decided to choose me, and for some reason, a girl turns to me and she's like, "Hey." And like tapped me, and like I turned around. She tried to kick me in the balls and shit, and I was like, "What the fuck?" For no reason, they just started getting aggressive, and like I was like, "All right, fuck this."
No explanation.
No explanation, and
That's weird.
And so I decided to just never go to the class again, man, because I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Philly's always had a weird love life. Like he's always. Jeez, this guy's had the like weirdest experiences.
All
It's
right.
true.
Let's talk about it. Let's hear some of those
Look
stories.
at Keenan. That was a mean way to happen.
Let me live vicariously through you.
I turned over and Keenan's like higher than me right now, like in elevation. So he was looking down at me like, "Let's talk about it."
Let's talk about this.
Because I wasn't nowhere near anything like this in high school. I got kicked out of the chess club and all that stuff.
What?
Well, how do you get kicked out of the chess club?
No, I just wasn't fun.
Oh, okay.
You were like the worst nerd.
the nerds were like, "Nah, we
Yeah,
don't
man.
want to get
Nah, man.
You had one job,
That
Keenan.
was it. I didn't
Oh
do
my
shit in high
God.
school.
And I was like, "Don't talk about my friend."
It's like, you know him? It's like, oh,
my guy.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Joe.
I'm fucking tearing up.
Thanks, Joe.
It was like a movie, man.
Yeah, we had some days though. That was
Yeah.
What was that movie with Freddie Prinze Jr. where he saves the kid who was getting beat
Oh,
up?
that's right. Well, I think that's the official time where we maybe have connected is when Joe brought me into the theater department at the end, towards the end
yeah, towards the end of it.
of, yeah.
I was a shit theater kid, man. Like every play that Mr. Mitchell, like he shooed me in for the roles, whatever role I wanted. And halfway through, I'd be like, oh man, like, I'm taking the bus 2 hours from East LA over to school. And so like, I can't always stay because if I get out of there, I wouldn't be getting home till like midnight type shit, you know? And I would think about that, and I was hanging out with the wrong kids, and then I had the things with like the problems.
You were hanging out with the wrong kids.
Well, no, I'm not talking about Brian. And then like, there was other people. I wasn't even hanging out with Brian and all my peoples at that time, and I was like hanging out with other kids, and because I was trying like different friends to see what I could learn from people. And at that point, like with my dad, and I was just all confused, and I just kept dropping out of every play I ever came. And to this day, I'm like, I should have just stayed in the fucking plays.
Well, so what? I mean, what brought you into theater for? I mean, because I know you through theater as this golden god on a pedestal.
Damn,
like,
Fernando, you were the golden god, Fernando.
Well, he was the golden boy.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's my. I mean, obviously, I was the nerd in the classroom looking.
You
at
were the cool fucking
super
kid,
cool.
Fernando.
But you're theater.
The long sideburns.
Is that what? But you're not.
There's photographic evidence.
I can't even grow sideburns, man.
There's photographic evidence of Fernando just being the flyest guy ever.
But you were your theater experience. You're not doing theater anymore now. So I mean, like, what got you? Like, why did you leave that whole?
I graduated high school.
That was it.
Yeah. I mean, theater was like it's kind of like a place to hang out. Like I met good people there. I was doing bad before, like 9th and 10th grade. I came from Culver High, got kicked out of there because I was in the wrong crowd. Then started uni and got into like another, not really a wrong crowd. I met some really good people, but just did some bad things. Didn't really take education seriously. Yeah. So then one day, somebody got me into this play called Zoot Suit. So I did that. Mm-hmm. And then Mitchell liked me. He wasn't even directing the play.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah, he liked me. And he asked me to come back. So I did. And yeah, I met Joe, I met Arian, I met, all my friends. Everybody.
Okay.
Everyone that's around you today.
Yeah.
Lifelong friends.
Yeah.
Through the theater
and
department.
I was going to night school too, so it was like it was good for me to stay there because theater was like from like 3 to 6 or 7 sometimes, and then I have night school from like 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock.
Nice.
So
well, it's good that you both had something good out of the theater department.
Wait, both?
You didn't?
You didn't get anything good out of it?
We can't talk about
Come
my
on,
experience.
Okay, can you tell us about the hand job that happened somewhere?
He doesn't feel comfortable.
No, it's quite. Joe,
he has a grudge with the theater department.
I have some indifferences
because we used to get along.
Yeah.
I knew you. I would be like, we'd always talk in the back.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to say it.
It deals with upper management.
Do you see the way he's navigating? He's like, oh, so I'm glad you guys got.
I think honestly, I think it's just
Joe thinks it's personal
misunderstanding.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just misunderstandings, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know anything. I don't know.
Not everything was perfect, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Like there was some downs. There was some I got chewed out plenty of times in theater.
Well,
and there was always some drama in drama.
And it was new to me. I guess I couldn't handle it or whatever. But, well, I mean, there's two things. I mean, yeah, one I can't talk about. One I can is when I did get my finger smashed adjusting a spotlight.
Well, that was your own damn fault.
Yeah. But no one helped me. They just looked at me and like,
no one helped me.
They were like,
oh shit.
They were like, this is Sparta.
See, my loyalty to theater is due to I don't know, just
are you talking about that thing that happened with the pocket knife?
Yeah. Okay, so
what?
So yeah, in 9th grade, the reason why I stayed in theater was paying Mitchell back for what he did for me.
Yeah.
There was a situation in 9th grade where I had a thing happen at this elementary school with my brother. No.
We'll take it one word.
It's okay, Joe.
No, there was a confrontation at where my siblings went to elementary. I would go over there after school to check on them and make sure they were cool because they stayed in the after school program. So in the time that right when school would finish, we would get like an hour or 30 minutes before we actually started the theater stuff. So I would go check on them, make sure they were cool. But there was a confrontation over there where these kids said I had a knife, and they knew I had a knife because I would always carry a knife. I mean, we'd have pocket knives. That was just a thing. So then,
streets is rough. Yeah,
a couple of days later, I was in class, and the cops came in, and they were like, "We're here for such and such," and I was like, "That's me. All right, what's going on?" I'm oblivious to it. I'm not really thinking about it. So then they take me to the principal's office or the counselor or somewhere in the front office, and they're like, "All right, well, we have this report that you threatened somebody with a knife, and you kind of like threatened them that you would stab them, whatever." I was like, first off, I never did that. Yes, I got in a fight, but I never told any kids that I was stabbing them, nothing. And they were like, "All right, well, we're gonna check your backpack. We're gonna check you. Is there anything you want to tell us?" I'm like, oh, fuck. And I knew I had my knife in my bag. I was like, "No, I don't think there shouldn't be anything." And then he's like, "All right." So then he starts looking through my bag and he finds a pocket knife. And I was like, "Damn." I was like, "All right." Well, I was like, honestly, that isn't even mine. Like, I have stagecraft, second period. So, they provide us knives. So I might have like ran to my next class and tossed it in my backpack by accident. So then they call Mitchell
to confirm that.
That my story was right. And Mitchell was like, "Oh yeah. He's like, "Oh, I'll take fault for that. That's my fault." Whatever. And I was like, "Fuck, he backed me up." Yeah,
I know your connection with him is strong.
So as far as like it was loyalty, it was just it
kept you out of juvenile hall.
A sense of he prevented something a lot worse. So then I just got like probation and shit, like community service for it. But it could have been a lot worse if he hadn't vouched for me and said, that's my fault for not making sure that he left it. So, that's how and then from there it was like, well, shit, I gotta do this. I owe it to him to at least try to be better for myself, because I could have, like Fernando, I was not going in the right path. I would ditch school and shit. Like, I think my 9th grade year, I didn't do that great, because I was very reckless. So yeah.
Even though I know all three of you being reckless, none of you ever asked me to come out on your little.
Keenan's like, "What the fuck, guys? I'm a great party member.
I wanted to be reckless. What the fuck, guys?
Even if I was a level 6 paladin.
I wanted to fuck bitches and get money."
Doesn't everybody?
Did you guys all live close to each other back then?
Nah, I lived between my mom and my dad's in Culver City and West LA, like on Sepulveda.
So it wasn't like you could just hang out on the weekends.
No, but Joe would come over all the time after school.
Okay.
Keenan's like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. So
I was just in the hood.
Were you staying out in the hood where the mom's crib's out now? Still going to school out that way?
Towards the later years, and before that, it was Inglewood.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in Inglewood too.
Yeah.
I was everywhere.
Inglewood was rough. It was rough.
Yeah, it was.
Back in the 90s.
Every other day, something would happen.
What's going on? Yeah.
I know in the beginning, like the first 2 years of high school, I lived with my mom in Culver City. And then like 11th, 12th grade, like I would stay at Fernando's crib sometimes. And then I would stay at my older brother's place. Like that's when I left my mom's place.
Oh, okay.
And then I would stay at my brother. My brother let me stay with him for senior year. And so I was bouncing around.
Isn't that pretty cool to see where you're at in the houses that you're at? The place is amazing.
No, my place back then was not amazing.
No, I meant now. No, I meant
like to come from where you come from.
Man. It's I don't even believe it. I live in my own house. It's just like I walk crazy, in, I'm like, what?
You're like, this is my house.
This is my house.
This is my house. No,
I live here.
He's like, yeah, I live here, fool. I live in this sick ass
house. Are there any other? Is there any other Latinos in your neighborhood? Out that
yeah. My neighbor's a Latino.
Any of them single?
Because he's into
he's very married.
He's very married. No, there's lots of Latinos in my neighborhood.
Keenan is looking for a girl out there in the world who kind of looks like the what was it, the George Lopez wife from the George Lopez show?
You ever see the George Lopez show?
I suggest you broaden your horizons. branch out a little bit more.
Oh
You
yeah,
may
there's
more-
Salvadorian,
better options.
Brazilian, Colombian.
I will take any Latin mommy at this point.
He just wants
Nah,
that
just
Latin
kidding.
booty. You know what I mean? That flavor, that spice.
No, I've actually been on a few dates. A couple black women. I don't think I've been on a few dates with a couple white
He's
women.
like,
either.
he can count them in his hand. How many
No, but
African
you know
strong
what though?
black women he's gone out with?
I think that
intimidated.
there's nothing wrong with liking what you like either, though. You know?
Hey.
I mean, it's not that you don't
Oh.
like. He didn't touch me.
Only on the arm though.
Here's the funny thing: like
Third
his
arm.
neighbor is actually like cousins or brother of like one of my clients.
Oh really?
And it just happened. he had a block
that's
party
right,
like
yeah.
well, I'm sure he has it every year, but we went to his block
They
party.
stopped
like,
doing that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Damn.
They
fun.
got other neighbors got too upset because of the fireworks.
Oh yeah, because it was crazy.
Fireworks
He's like,
are good.
he's not in a cul-de-sac, but he's in like
You
a little
can't trust
turnaround.
Latinos and fireworks. Bro.
So
That's what
yeah,
it is.
so he would have this block party, and I went to the block party that one year, and then like I see my client pulling in with some stuff, and I'm like,
Who the fuck are you?
what the fuck? I was like, yo, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, this
Follow
is
me?
my. I can't remember what he was. He's like, this is my cousin's house, or this is my brother, or whatever. I was
This
like,
is
oh,
my
shit.
cousin's house.
It was pretty. It was
Yeah.
small world, man.
Yeah.
Small world. As big as LA County is, it's fucking.
But
small
you like the neighborhood that you live in. The
I love
Valley's
my neighborhood. Yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
the valleys. It doesn't get a lot of credit for what it is, but there's some pretty cool places. Not a lot of things to do, unfortunately, but like good food, a lot of nature. The vibe is different. Like
It
I
is.
lived in the city my whole life, and it gets old.
Yeah.
Traffic gets old, people's attitudes get old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Or just you got old and needed to go to a
Yeah, I got
place
old.
where there's peace.
Do you feel like because I see a ton of development, but not a lot of development in the valley.
No.
Is
And
there
I hope they keep it that way too.
Is it because of citizens like yourself saying, "Hey, we just want"?
What is
Well,
that?
there
It's a
should be a
neighborhood.
place for that. There should
It's a
be a place
neighborhood.
where you could have a neighborhood where you.
What's
don't
that?
have all
A NIMBY? That NIMBY movie?
Not in my backyard.
Yeah, not in my backyard.
What's that?
It's like just neighborhoods suppressing development. Like
Oh
Or-
yeah. Oh well, that's because of like homelessness, right?
Yeah.
Like Orange County, where they don't
Yeah.
want to build homeless shelters or homeless living facilities.
Dude, we were just
Yeah,
passing by
recently, yeah.
earlier today on the way. We were catching the 101 South off of Vermont and Beverly, and there was like did you know where the 101 Vermont and Beverly? There's like the freeway entrance. There's like a Muay Thai and a Denny's and like a boxing place. And
Sure.
So right there, as you're turning and onboarding, you can see the streets that are connected to the freeway where cars would be for like that little apartment area or whatever. It's just an entire village. Like, I shit you not. There's tents here, tents over there. It looks like if medieval times. Okay, you know the opening scene to Aladdin where they've got the bazaar and all the fucking little
Like
tents.
a
It's like
marketplace,
that,
yeah.
except with just homeless people, man. And that's just that slice.
I remember it was pretty bad, like 20 years ago back in West LA, but now it's like really bad because there used to be encampments like underneath that, like Santa Monica Boulevard heading to like Sepulveda. There's that freeway underpass.
Yeah.
Well, there was always like encampments there.
Yeah.
Always. But like now they're just like, they're everywhere, man. It's a big,
Yeah,
it's a
dude.
serious issue.
And we just passed a measure to like help with transitional housing, but
It's not enough, man. I mean,
like
And-
how do
and
these
you
people
got
even
people-
get there like that, man?
you got people,
Drugs, mental illness.
It's,
I mean, it's a variety of
Right, yeah.
things.
Majority is mental illness.
I would say, I would say so.
Because I figure like you can't be that shitty of a person that no one, like not a friend, not a family member, doesn't want to give you like a leg up. Like
There's a lot of people in the world, man.
And there's a lot of places that would say for hire, and it's like a Dollar Tree or McDonald's or something like that. There's,
But you guys, maybe you don't realize this, but a lot of these homeless people are transplants. They come
Yeah.
from different parts
Yeah.
of the country, like,
Yeah.
and they travel here because they know that it's a warm environment. So even if they have to sleep outside,
right, because in New York they die.
yeah,
in the cold.
if they have
yeah.
to sleep outside,
Yeah.
at least they know that it's not. It's gonna be. It won't
warm
be that
weather.
bad.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
It's-
yeah.
I mean,
You know-
I give homeless people money sometimes, and I'll always talk to them because, like, one of the biggest problems is like, they don't get treated like human beings.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
people just ignore them, or they don't interact with them.
Mhm.
But like, even give somebody $1 for coffee or something, like to say, hey, what's up? Where you from? But talking to them, like I know for sure a lot of them come from out of state.
Oh,
like hardly any of them that I've spoken to live out here or were born out here. You know, so it's true. There's a lot of transplants and they come because of the climate.
But there are options to get back on your feet, right? It's not like there's no options whatsoever for them to make an effort to make money.
Can you get benefits if you're from out of state? You can't get any state benefits if you're from out of state, right?
No?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I mean, well, if I don't know, the idea was that somebody presented about me being homeless. Like, well, if I was homeless, maybe I would, shower in the LA River and then steal some clothes. I think we even said this in the last podcast about why couldn't they just steal shit?
Oh, you were saying, you were referring to the fact like he's surprised homeless people don't rob people more often. Like if they're that desperate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
like how desperate are you? Are you desperate enough to take money from a Walgreens, or are you just desperate enough to be like beg for money? And the crazy thing is, I'm very, very surprised that there's a lot of Hispanic people on the side of freeways selling stuff to make money, while there's
you're talking about the people with
and
the
that-
orange
and-
with the sign begging.
okay,
for
you
money.
saying that's one of my biggest peeves.
Okay,
I mean, it's never been a secret that I'm not.
I think I'm gonna agree with you on this one.
I don't fuck with homeless people. I'm not degrading to them. I don't disrespect them, but I'm never gonna be the guy that gives them money. I'm never gonna be the guy that gives them food. If they ask me for money, I'm gonna be like, no, I don't have anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, I work hard as shit for my money. Two, I see a lot of people still, I mean, Latinos specifically, out there trying to make money. Working.
making
So
pupusas
what
and
irritates
tacos.
the shit out of me, what irritates the shit out of me is if I'm like waiting to get on the freeway. On one side, I have this guy selling flowers or fruit or doing some juggling
Umbrellas,
tricks to try to fucking make some money. And on the other side, I have this dude with a fucking sign saying, I'm hungry, need money for beer. Like, fuck you, dog.
Yeah.
Senor, let me get those fucking flowers. Let me get that bag of oranges.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more likely to do business with the dude actually working to get that money than the dude begging me for money.
I agree with you.
I mean, that's a fair assessment.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the same time, like a lot of these people that are homeless, like they do suffer from mental illness. Like some people can't work just because they don't have that capacity mentally to do it, and like they have to live in these kind of facilities that like they have 24-hour care because they mentally can't do it, and mental health is one of the most important things to maintain a job. Like you feel depressed and then like you feel like you don't want to go to work. Everybody's felt that, right?
Feel it every day.
But some of these people they get stuck, like either and it's either because like either alcoholism or drugs or just a serious like episode of depression. They'll lose track of what they're doing, and then they get stuck. And then once they're stuck, it's hard to get out of that hole.
You know what? That's true.
Yeah.
I met a kid. I think I don't know if I ever shared this on the podcast, but I had met a kid. I was on Western and Wilshire. This is like 2010, right? Wow, damn near 10 years ago, right?
Damn.
So I'm at a cafe called Tom and Tom's, and I'm drinking a coffee, and I had just bought like a suit from this little Korean shop. It wasn't tailored, but it was only $10 for like the blazer and the pants, and they were like super silky, like fine linens. I was like, how am I gonna pass this up? So like $10 each, I bought it, and I go to grab a coffee, see if I can pull myself a Korean mommy. I'm over here like, whatever. I'm like, I'm getting down with Korean and all that, right? And all of a sudden, this kid comes up and he sits next to me, and he's like, hey man, and I'm like, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, what's up? And he's like, you look like someone I can talk to. I was like, okay.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, all right. And he's like, so do you work in the music business or anything, man? Because I see you got headphones and you got. I was like, I mean, I'd like to be an artist someday, but I'm not gonna say I work in the industry. And he's like, oh, that's too bad, man. I was gonna ask you for a job. I was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere, man. I mean, any job is good enough. And he was like, yeah, well, my family just disowned me, and I don't want to work under their freaky ass rules, and they want me to work in their flower shop, and I just don't want to do it.
That means you won't be ready for any kind of business.
Right. So I'm listening to this, and he's like, "Well, anyways, man, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you around." I was like, "All right." So, dude, to this day, I've still seen him in Koreatown. But watch this. So over the weeks, I'm walking home, and this dude has been sleeping like out, like down the street on like Normandy, like where the Korean barbecue spot is on Normandy and Wilshire, like right around there. It's called a Castle or whatever. Or now it's a
Western.
Yeah.
Western.
Like now it's now it's like Bulgogi Hut or whatever.
Okay.
Next to the golf shop or whatever that was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Across from the dumpling
like
spot.
Off of Kingsley.
Yeah.
If anybody knows, call in and let us know.
Yeah, dude. So he
I know
was
what you're
there,
talking
and I'm kidding you not. I had moved to New York already. Came back the first time, and he was still there. Cruddy shoes, like he's like twitching now. I felt so bad, dude. I pulled out, like I was like, here, man, like get yourself something, like some new clothes.
Do you
something,
remember you?
No.
Here's the shit, man. What's irritating is he had the option to continue being with his family, even working at their business, but that was his choice not to do it. So his mental state debilitated because that was the choice that he made.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if like that's how most stories go.
But you know what? Like, I mean,
go ahead.
Like we've all been down.
We have,
you know, but we're lucky that we have people that
love us,
and support us, and will never let us get to that point.
Yeah,
like, I don't know what happened to his life, but if he got disowned, then that's like a serious thing. Something else went down. It could be like a bigger story that we don't know.
Yeah.
Could have dated a black girl.
You know, we don't know what really happened.
That's true.
So it's kind of hard to judge that situation. Fingers. But you know, like it can happen to any of us. Any of us.
It can. No, I'm not saying that it can't. I'm just saying like but I guess my argument is that people just have to try harder, you know?
Yeah,
I think we've all been in a situation where it's like, fuck, I could potentially be homeless at any minute.
Yep.
But we've been able to fucking get past that.
Yeah.
And I think it's
I don't know about you guys. I've always had money in my pocket.
I got a mother. She loves me.
I mean, for me, it was more by choice, but I did at one point live in my car for a little while I was trying to transition into like 100%. But yeah, I've always had love and support. I've always known it, you know, regardless of whatever family problems I may have had. It's true. Like I've always known that worst comes to worst, I would never, I just didn't want to put the burden on people that I love.
Right.
But that's just what I'm saying. It's like, I've always said, it's like, if I take care of me for you, I hope you can take care of you for me. Like, let's not make each other worry about each other, right? That's the name of the game, I think.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
But I mean, for Philly, I mean, the options that you had for you, it was hard to understand the availability that you had because, for example, the living in your car situation. I think at that moment, I was in a 2-bedroom house, technically 3-bedroom house, by myself. And tonight,
excuse us.
I'm just, come on, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish, Joe. The point I'm trying to make is that
I don't think we had started hanging out yet, though. I know where you're getting to. This was back in.
This is like 2000. And
we had just left the La Brea.
Anytime after 2008.
Yeah. It is 2008.
Was it after 2008?
It was like 2008.
Because I came back in 2009, 2010.
Yeah. It was before then because I think Sonia and no, I wasn't living with Sonia. I stayed with you. For a couple.
It was around that time. It was all around that time.
Yeah. I stayed with Fernando for like a month or two.
It's like 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. Sorry, excuse me.
He was like 3 months, 4 days, 6 hours.
I'm just trying to agree with Fernando in the sense that the mindset that you had.
Yeah.
Is I don't know. It's hard to how to overcome a lot of people who have that mindset that you just can't.
I knew I was doing it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try and do this all like on my own. Like I knew I was taking on that, you know. And I was lucky enough that I had a girlfriend at the time who was like, oh, you could stay with me or my family. I'll just sneak you in, like at night or whatever. And I was like,
how did you get that? How am I single with a place of my own?
Okay. This is an ongoing issue.
It's like I make money.
I make money.
Really help
I have a
me.
vehicle.
Keenan. All you need is a haircut, man. That's all you need.
He's like, you just need a proper haircut.
I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you under my wing.
Where are you taking me, Fernando?
And I'm gonna get you a fade.
Oh, okay.
He said, I'm gonna get you. We're gonna get you some waves. You know?
And I'm
gonna be rocking that
turn you into Stefan.
The next time you see me, I have like 3 women on each side.
He's like, yo, guys, I can't do the podcast ever again.
Because I'm knee deep in
My
that
swag
vagina.
is on fleek. Once again, my swag is on fleek.
Thank you, Fernando. That'll be his birthday gift to me.
I once tried to give one of my my younger cousins advice on women, even though I don't have it like that either. But I tried to give him advice, and he was like, "It's different for you, though, man." He was like, "You are attractive." He was like, "You don't get it. You don't know what it's like to be me." Like I was like, "Wow, this is like a."
Do you not see yourself? Do any of you see yourselves as attractive people?
I don't go around like, "Oh, I'm attractive."
No?
I've always been bad with women, man.
You
Always.
guys are such fucking liars. I don't believe any of you. I don't. This is on record. I don't believe any of you asked this about that shit.
This
all of you are
motherfucker's
handsome
talking about he's
fucking
never
men.
been good with women. I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there.
What?
You know what I think it is.
I've never. It's true.
The only other guy, I mean, besides myself, what I mean,
Joe's being careful with his words.
I know I'm being very
Because-
careful
because
our
Yeah.
women. I don't know if they listen to this, but
They might. Like,
I have no game.
Yeah,
I can never be a good wingman, man.
I was told I have no game. Does that make any sense?
like the second game.
I don't
no
know.
Game.
No. My girlfriend at the time says
that
you
your
have
game
no
is. What are you, Bruce Lee?
I
My
get
style
you.
is I have
your
no
lack
style.
of game
Is my game.
is your game. The clumsiness and the stumbling is like, oh my god, he's so cute.
Oh God.
He's horrible, and that makes him cute.
Oh, shit.
You know what?
Fuck
You know,
you, Joe.
here's the
That
thing,
could
Keenan.
be. I mean,
That's probably what, I don't know.
Here's the
Ask
thing,
her.
Keenan. You are charismatic, well spoken, and you have social skills.
You heard
So
it
what?
here first. Thank you.
So what I think what I think it really comes down to is I don't know where the self sabotage is, but I think it is self sabotage. And like Fernando said, maybe just throw some cologne on and some lotions and whatever.
Shower a little
he's
bit
saying
more.
you're ashy ass. He's like, yo, you
like,
ashy,
oh,
B.
shit.
You ashy.
That and then just your I think it's that.
Going from ashy to classy.
that and then it's just a certain tone of presence, man. And
Yeah.
it's kind of abstract, but there is a moment when you can recognize when you do have to. I'm gonna sound like a straight chauvinist, but there is a degree of sort of assertiveness, but done properly. That's all I can say. Like, and some guys can call it and some can't, but it can be learned.
You got to watch Tom Ford, the GQ Tom Ford, dressing up with Tom Ford.
Okay.
I
I
that's
just
my
found
new
out who
favorite
that
thing.
was. But yeah, I'll look at it.
He just takes like some random normal dude like yourself
Yeah.
and just gives them a new look.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, they're like a whole different person. Seriously.
He wants to turn you into Stefan.
Nice.
Keenan's like nice.
Damn. I want that.
Because you know what? You are an eligible bachelor. So everyone out there listening who's been hearing Keenan's genius commentary,
Oh shit!
you
Don't
can
listen
have
to that.
you can have this every day for the rest of your life.
I
if you
ruined
want.
myself.
You can have this racist,
racist,
self-centered,
homophobic,
homophobic, sexist motherfucker in your bed
anti-Semite.
every night.
We're pimping him out.
They get a cut. So
You heard it here
whatever's
first,
spent,
ladies.
we get a cut of that.
And if he gets desperate enough, gentlemen, he's like,
If the gentleman look right, I don't know.
Oh,
It depends.
God. Oh, man. Oh, that's fucking,
that shit is nuts.
fucking Keenan, man. That's crazy.
I'll save my my segue question for later.
Your segue question?
Yeah, it's about friendship.
Friendship.
Yeah.
Friends.
Well, I mean, let's get
How
that right
many
now.
of us have
Yeah.
them?
Because I mean, I've been wanting to talk about loyalty forever.
You have, yes. We get to it.
Yes.
Here we go.
I've been wanting to talk about loyalty forever, and what does that loyalty actually mean, and what merits one person's loyalty towards another? Like, what is it exactly? Like time,
How loyalty is
similarities.
created or how
Yeah,
loyalty
no.
is continued?
Like, when does somebody
Decide, I'm going to be loyal to this person.
yeah.
You sir.
When do you deserve that? Or when is one deserving of your loyalty? Like, is it because of how long you guys have been friends? Is it because of
To
certain
answer
events?
Joe's question.
Oh,
Is it like-
so rephrased it another way. Just because we're blood doesn't mean we're family. Family is earned, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think.
I don't got friends. I got family.
I think. Yeah, no. I think
Right.
I'm a huge advocate of blood not being thicker than water. Like it isn't.
Well, I
Because
always thought you two were
it's
family, but you're
entitlement
not.
at that point.
We
Like
are.
if people believe that just
We're
because
all
you're family,
family.
We're all
yeah.
family.
No, I meant like you two aren't blood related, right?
We are,
Oh, you are.
but that's besides the point.
That's
my,
right.
but what I'm saying is
I'm confused.
my friendship with you
is more than yours
transcends
with
just
Fernando?
being a friend. No,
Aw.
I'm saying it transcends like.
So that explains when I
like,
caught you
we're
guys in the
fucking
bathroom.
I mean,
Alright.
you know. But no, what I'm saying is like, yeah, okay, we can have a lot of friends.
Keenan,
and
put that
shit,
away.
right?
How much does it transcend, Joe?
Not that much,
see.
man.
Oh, wow.
No, but what I mean is like,
Today might be the day.
All 2
I know.
inches, Keenan.
what I'm saying is I won't see you guys in months, and then like when we do see each other, it's like fucking
Like nothing ever
there.
happened. Yeah.
Or
that's true.
if you guys ever call me for like, Joe, I'm in this spot, dude. I'll be like, fuck, I'm there, dude.
I mean, like
Tell
when I
me.
needed Uber money to get over here. And
You
you
don't need no
Oh
fucking
my
money, you old whack ass.
God.
That's you just trying to pull your birthday card, you fuck.
Keenan didn't want to drive all the way
But
down.
I'm
You
being a
could get-
dick, everybody.
But at the same time,
yeah.
it's my friendship and my loyalty to you that can tell you, fuck you, eat a dick, I'll get you right back home. Like
And I secretly hate
So-
him. But we're friends.
Hypothetically, it could be that we share a lot of the similar values just as people in general, and that's why we're able to look at each other in a way where, or operate, interact with each other in a way where, if we do step away, regardless of wherever we left off, when we get back together, it's like, well, this is a person that I know if I turned around wouldn't smack the shit out of the back of my head or stab me.
and if they do, it's like, oh, you fucker, you
Yeah.
got me.
Well, I'm glad we were able to work together because we were working together. But there was a time where I was not communicating for like at least 2 weeks or so. But when we finally got back after those 2 weeks, it was like those 2 weeks and I think that's
Yeah,
really
I
cool.
mean,
Yeah,
it's, we do it when we do it, man.
yeah,
Like there's no rush,
yeah.
and I mean,
But what is it? See, my question is like, what is it about that relationship that can allow that?
Yeah, because if you didn't know me, you probably like, well, he didn't talk.
I
to
think
me
a
for
lot
2
of
weeks.
it
Fuck
has, like, at least for me, is the history.
Okay.
You know, like we've all, like, I've known you guys since forever,
All of us
You know,
together, yeah.
and like I was even telling my wife, like, it's hard for me to make new friends because there's no like the bar is set high. I got you guys,
Right,
you
right.
know? Like,
Oh
it's-
shit!
I can't get that with somebody new unless they've been in my life for a certain amount of time, like you guys have.
Yeah.
So it's and we, like, I've been through with everything. You guys know everything about me, like my life,
Mm.
my past, my ups and downs, even my wife's ups and downs,
Yeah.
everything.
yeah.
So, and you guys been there for me, and that's like, I mean, that's
That's what it is.
That's more than
That's more
family.
important than
Or
blood,
It's
yeah.
like
It's
Yeah.
presence.
Like I would never actively do something to betray any of you guys.
Same.
oh really? Can I test that?
Yeah, you can test
Oh,
that.
okay.
Fucker.
I'm gonna
just
test
wants
it.
to.
I'm
I
gonna
know,
test it tonight.
he just wants to be controversial. You fuck.
I have to. I'm the debater, right?
the master debater.
You're a master debater, Keenan.
But that's what I want to understand, like, about other, like, because some people just automatically assume because you've known them forever or because
Is it gonna explode?
it's good. It's good.
Oh shit!
It works. She works fine.
you just got to give her a nudge. The old gal works.
So what was it for me? What was it when you said I'm gonna be loyal to Keenan?
I mean, I haven't said it yet, but I'm working on it.
No. I think it's the fact that you let me be me.
Yeah, there's no judgment.
Yeah, there's no judgment whatsoever
That's
between
because
us.
I'm worse.
Okay,
I'm
so
worse than you.
history.
I mean, yeah, you're just as
judgment.
raunchy and
I'm
fucked up
bad.
as I am. You know, like, and there's never been judgment between us. Like,
I don't think there has.
since the first time,
Yeah,
like, we met
Yeah.
on the bus, like,
yeah.
it was like we're homies. Fuck you. You're an asshole.
I'm not. I'm just trying to think of my moment for the three of you. Like when was I was like,
So on the subject, so
Yeah.
do you guys remember the first friend you ever made?
yeah, easily.
Like the first friend, like, so for example, with me when I was in elementary school, and I looked at all the kids playing in the yard, like they all had known each other for fucking forever. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like,
I don't know these
okay.
people.
So I was just standing, and after a while, I looked over and I finally found someone who was also alone, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to be my friend?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then we were friends ever since then, until I moved away. But like, that's how I made my first friend. They chose me, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck it."
Mine was my sister's Barbie.
This has just got dark.
She was everything to me.
Oh god.
We would hang out all the time.
I don't know that I.
Like, can you like think back that far? I know it's a long time.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
could. Mine was a blood pack.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious, kid?
No, fucking lying ass.
He didn't-
No.
Blood
But
pack?
I do remember.
Was
Yeah.
it ketchup pack?
Ketchup pack. No, it must have been at least second or third grade. His name was. Ooh, I can do it. His name was Jason Yu.
Okay.
And I actually went to his house and we listened to.
But how did it happen? Like the first time you guys were like,
We were talking about what we heard on the radio. Rick D's
on Cast Kids?
As
Fucking
Kids.
Rick.
Rick D's in the
Whatever
morning.
happened
So
to Rick
D.
D's?
He
Still
retired.
mad.
He quit or something.
No. He got fired.
He got fired. He got
He got
fired.
replaced by what's his name?
He did.
Ryan
Seacrest.
Ryan
No
Seacrest.
shit.
Yeah, he got replaced.
Yeah,
I
he did
remember
get
that.
replaced. Yeah.
But Ellen K is still on there, or she was, and then I think she left. I don't think Ellen K is on there anymore.
No.
But Rick D's was fucking
Rick
hilarious,
D's
and he had Mr. Wiseneck, the homeless dude. They would come in, the homeless guy that would come in and then storm off when he got really angry. Super
Yeah, that's
funny
fucked
shit.
up.
So
Yeah,
you were
like
in
cool stuff.
school when you met this kid, or
Yeah. I was in school, elementary school. Jason, you and I, we were like the best of buds. He was the Joe before Joe.
Hey, what's up?
And
so this was kindergarten, or when?
this was first or second grade.
Okay, so first or
kindergarten.
second grade.
Kindergarten, he's my friend, but he's not like my best friend like this. His name is Mike LeBeau. And Mike LeBeau is right now like a big time lawyer and shit. There's 4 people.
You're still in touch with your your elementary school friend?
Mike LeBeau, Edward
Damn.
Packman, and David Gabay. Those 3 dudes I've known since kindergarten.
Damn.
That's
And we're
crazy.
still in communication. David is now a big time musician. Mike is a big time lawyer, and Edward.
Well, listen to this guy with all his big time friends.
They are.
and he's trash. Like all my friends are great.
Yeah.
Do they
And
know
he's
you're
doing
still
a podcast
friends?
with
Yeah.
losers and shit.
Yeah.
No,
Fuck
no,
you
no.
guys.
So,
Fuck you, Joe.
so the reason, and I want you guys to chime in too, because the reason I bring this up is like I think we can examine where we've established like how we define friendship from that. You know what I mean? And like loyalty and all that.
Well, how do you define it?
I don't know if there's an exact formula. You know,
Yeah,
I think it just
I'd have to
happens.
agree with that.
Okay.
Because this kid, Raphael, my first friend that I can remember a name was this kid named Raphael in like 3rd grade. That I actually remember his name, but we were friends till middle school, and then he was gone.
Mm.
You know, like so.
He didn't get shot.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Oh,
Okay.
because he said it was like
rough.
he was gone.
It was
He
gone.
was
Yeah.
just-
It was sad.
he's gone.
Mm.
He went to another school across the city. You know? Never saw him
What
again.
about you, Fernando? Do you remember your first friend? Like
Yeah,
the
I-
first friend you can think of.
You know, honestly, I can't even. I don't know if I had a one friend sort of
Really?
thing. I was kind of always a loner.
Really?
Yeah,
You're
It's always
kind of
been a
like, yeah,
loner.
fuck all you guys. Like,
it's no, but I mean, I did have friends, but they were like I had a neighborhood friend, some white kid around the block,
yeah.
and yeah, he was weird because his mom would let us watch like nudie magazines. And
No
stuff like
What?
that.
shit.
Yeah, and we would.
It's a good
You know,
mother
but
right
like
there.
they let
our
you
race
watch
car,
us and
like
she
our
knows you're
remote
watching
control. Yeah.
And then she would watch them behind the door. And
Oh,
she'd be like,
God.
That just got really weird. I'm sorry, guys.
Doing. He did the
That was
gesture.
some pedophile
You know?
shit. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. That was just wrong. I take that back. I'm a friend of the.
The MILF community.
Oh god. Okay, so
And then we got into some trouble, and I got like this cut in my eye. Like,
With the white kid.
that's how you got that?
yeah, that's how I got the scar.
Whoa.
And my mom, like, she found out, well, obviously because my eye was
Yeah.
bleeding, and she never wanted me to hang out with him again. So it's like there's always something like that. Like I would just have a friend, and then like something bad would happen. You know, wouldn't be able to hang out with him anymore.
I'm glad that
My
hasn't
mom
happened.
said I
between us
can't
yet.
hang out with you anymore.
Fuck, that sucks
Yeah.
though. That kind of sucks that that's like the way
Yeah.
that unfolds.
But it's funny because like I saw him like 10 years after that.
Oh.
Like he was a skateboarder. Like we met at the La Brea Tar Pits at night because me and my homies would go there and hang out.
Yeah.
And I saw him. I was like, oh shit! It's like no time had passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but he was somewhere else now.
He was
Like-
in a different part of life. Yeah.
Different part of life, different friends, group of friends.
Okay.
No.
It is
That's
crazy how
crazy.
that happens because when I had moved away from elementary school, like in 3rd grade, I got sent to like, at that point, I think I had gone through 18 schools in a matter of like a year and a half. It was
God
retarded. And so when I finally came back and like joined high school in 2003, and I got to see all my elementary school friends, like, damn, there's something about LA, in LA proper, that turned like most of them. They were like in like they were part of like those crews and like the neighborhood taggers,
Party crews.
and, all
Yeah.
that shit. And it's crazy. Not all of them, but most of them were. And I'm like, fuck. Like, there's something about being Latino because most of them were Latino, not even by choice. It's just how it ended up. I guess what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to have us think about all this to reflect on like friendship and loyalty. and
Okay,
the whole
so
thing.
bringing that back, it's like who the people you hung out with and you thought were like your best friends and
Yeah, you
nothing,
thought that
whatever.
was-
yeah, then there's there's specific friends that you don't see for a while, and then when you see them again, like 10 years later, like you just said, they were a completely different person, completely different route. They had their thing going, and they just went in that direction. And that's like, these people are people that you thought, were your best friends, loyal, just
I thought you were FaceTiming.
but it didn't last. And
Until I said, "What's up?"
I don't know. I don't know where I'm trying to go with this. I'm
Yeah,
just,
Fucking,
Like Marcus. You remember Marcus
yeah.
from high school?
Shout out to that person.
I mean, we didn't know each other for that long, but like when I met him in high school, like he was a shy kid. Nobody really talked to him. So I mean, I was just like, hey, I'll just talk to him. I'll be like, so we connected really fast, So and we hung out pretty much almost every day. We would all go to like Santa Monica and go to.
hang out, do
uh,
a bunch
And then
of
he
shit.
moved back to Germany, and like every like 5 to 7 years, he would come down, and it was the same thing all over
Like he
again.
never
like,
left.
Like he never left.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
okay.
till this day, like I mean, I've kind of lost contact with him. We always go through this.
Yeah.
Like we lose contact, and I'll somehow find him again. And like, I think it was my honeymoon. He came to visit me and my wife. And we still did. We got into that trouble. Like we almost got arrested by German military
Oh,
police.
shit.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So that's story.
Fernando,
Let's
how
talk
does
about
that
that.
keep happening to you?
I don't know. Because we like to climb shit and go like climb
Okay.
scaffolds and just like overlook the city.
Wow.
And so we did that. And then like I guess the police drove by and like it looked like a tank.
oh
It was
shit.
one of those like tanks.
Okay.
It wasn't like a blow up like I'm gonna blow shit up tank, but it was like,
It's like heavy armored
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 vehicle.
car, yeah.
Damn.
And it's just like 6 dudes, like big German buff dudes, just like get down from there. And we went down, and I was scared shitless. I was like on my honeymoon,
Yeah.
like, am I going to jail? Like,
This is gonna go-
my
guys
life is
to
a
kill
snake.
me.
And he's just relaxed. He's just like, oh man, why you giving us trouble? It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, we're just having fun.
Do you think that happened here?
Like, come on, buddy. Come on.
You think that
You got
happened-
bigger fish to fry? Come on, get out of here.
You think that happened here in the United States, like, or in Los Angeles? You doing something like that, and the police like,
No, they beat your ass. They beat your ass. They wouldn't even ask questions. Like, come
Yeah,
on down. We're gonna fuck you up.
That's like that
You're
Dave
like, no, I don't want to come down. Like, no. You know what?
Take-
I'm here protesting.
take your
This is what
beating.
I'm up here for.
Yeah.
That's
That's
like that
pretty
Dave
awesome.
Chappelle bit, right? Where he's hanging out with his friend Dave, and his friend Dave's like, they're like, we're high. And they're like,
Oh,
the cops,
that's right.
okay, cool. He's like,
I'm gonna race him.
I'm gonna go ask I'm gonna
Yeah,
race
I'm
him.
gonna race him.
He was like,
Yeah. I'm gonna go ask
we
him
went
for
to
a drink.
Vegas that one time, remember?
Yeah, we went to Vegas.
That was a crazy night.
That
Yeah.
was a crazy day.
whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That applies here, right?
Oh man,
Yeah.
it was a wild night.
It was wild.
We went to Vegas. I only had like $40 in my pocket, and that was our gas money back.
Oh no.
But we somehow got lucky. All 3 of us.
Yeah.
At the
We got
slots or
lucky.
something?
No, we were playing blackjack,
Mm.
and I made like $250
Whoa.
off of that $40.
Yeah.
Joe came up, Marcus came up, and we just walked the
yeah.
main street, like just picking up drinks and drinks all the
and
way.
you lost all that money.
No. I mean, like
I mean, it sustained us.
Yeah, sustained us.
Yeah.
we even got to picked up a little trouble.
Dang.
But yeah, no, it we had a blast.
You guys are the
Yeah,
people that they make the movie like Hangover about. That's what it is.
Oh, it was pretty much that moment.
Yeah.
Because when we woke up,
Yeah.
like we
Yeah.
couldn't find Joe.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is that where that picture came from that you posted on your Facebook?
Nah. Which picture are you talking about?
The one.
Which
No.
one? I don't remember.
Like, the one in the streets, in the alleyway.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't know which story. I don't know.
Then
what-
never mind.
No,
No,
no, this
never
is
mind.
like
Never mind.
I ended up by
Cut that tape.
I ended up by the car.
Yeah,
Oh, you told me that
backtracked.
story. Yeah,
Yeah.
you told
He
me that story.
backtracked, and like Marcus was like, when I woke up, I ran downstairs because we were with Steve Lopez.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
his-
we were with Steve in his room.
And then I went down. I found Marcus. He was still playing poker.
He was still playing poker.
He did not
Yeah,
sleep.
He did not sleep at all.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
These chips are hot.
So
I'm gonna win it back.
I grabbed him. I was like, "Hey, we got to go. We got to go find Joe."
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
Who?
like scared shitless. I'm like, "What happened to Joe? Where's
Oh,
Joe?"
fuck.
And I was just like, "Okay, let's just go back to the car. We'll drive around and
It was hangover. It was a hangover.
we'll find him. We'll find him." And he's out of it. I'm hungover, and we're just walking down. And then we get to the car, and Joe is right there. Like, oh no,
Spread eagle.
yeah. But before I had like 30 messages on my phone,
Oh,
and it was all
shit.
Joe. It was like, "Hey guys, where are you guys?" And then it was like little by little, "Hey guys, where are you guys? What's up, guys?"
He was passed out on the
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah, he was
Forget-
passed out right next to the car.
Yeah.
My
So we picked
wallet
him
on
up.
one end, my phone on
Yeah,
one
it's-
end, just like everything spread out.
Spread out. Everything was spread out. He was
Shit.
just like laid
Surprised
out.
he didn't get
No
robbed or
one,
shot or
no
nothing.
one jacked me.
That's
No
so
one.
crazy.
So we picked him up. We threw him in the car, and then we had him.
Yeah,
head
and
back.
then I woke up halfway in,
Yeah.
on the drive. I was like, "What the fuck? Where are we? What's going on, guys? Where are we?"
Yeah,
Like, we're on our way home,
That's
man.
great.
Fucking reckless.
Wow.
Dude. You guys
That was
are
crazy.
reckless.
That can never happen again, can it?
I mean,
Not now.
No, yeah.
Nah. There's too many.
Not that
There's
we're on
too
the
many.
radio.
Somebody's got to get married.
that would
Bachelor
never
party.
happen again.
There's just too many
Heard it
dependencies
here first.
now.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
too many things depending on you guys. Like there's too many. There's way too much.
I mean,
Do you like going back to Vegas?
I like to be
Reckless.
reckless. Those are the fun
Yeah.
moments, yeah.
Yeah, you,
But I
you
mean-
have to be reckless.
To a certain extent, right?
Yeah.
You
To
don't
an
have to
extent, yeah.
break any windows of
No, see,
people's
no.
furniture.
I don't think I've ever been like environmentally reckless.
Yeah, you can be reckless to yourself, but
Yeah.
not to the environment
just
around
wild
you.
and shit. But I'm not about to fucking. Oh well. Oh, never mind. Okay.
So the concept of loyalty, I think it like what I'm hearing and seeing from all these conversations, it's really it comes down to the person and meeting people who once they see you, they somehow there's this unspoken thing where you guys just agree we're friends, and the goal is to not lose that at any cost.
Oh yeah, I know.
think in adulthood, you're never like, "Hey, you want to be my friend?" It's kind of just like a thing that's just like, "Hey, we're cool." All
Well,
right, hey,
yeah.
You start reaching out. Hey, what are you
Yeah.
doing today? Like
Yeah.
you just start making plans with these people.
I think the best moment is when you're to really solidify your friendship is when you're both DPing a girl
Wait,
and when one of them
This is
pulls
getting weird.
out and then just nuts on you
Dog
like
pounding? Is that what it
no
is, DP?
double penetration. So you have two.
What is Keenan
I
talking
don't
about?
think that's
So when-
ever
so
happened
when the,
to you,
when the
kid.
two dudes have their
the P and the V.
P and the V, and then one
Just
has
trying to be
one has the nut.
This is going to be the clip, right? And then you're going to sound like an asshole again, right?
Well, I think it'll be good on this one. I'm not degrading anybody here,
But yourself.
except
This is
our
all
friendship. Yeah,
imaginary.
yeah.
I know.
But that would, I mean, like,
Keenan,
No
have you
animals were
ever
harmed.
been
No
involved in
during the-
double penetration?
I'm not sure if I
like,
could with you guys.
I feel like
Could
I feel like in theory a guy's like fuck yeah, but then when the moment comes and you're like, so we're all gonna do this together.
Yeah, like you're
Like-
gonna be touching tips or shafts. You're gonna be stroking each other's shafts if it's
Hey,
in the same hole.
I'm in a very happy relationship with 2 children, and I would never once think of doing anything like that.
The reason I bring it up is because Joe had a good
Wait,
topic.
wait.
No,
wait,
no.
wait,
I'm explaining. Joe had a really good saying about our relationship, and he mentioned this to somebody, and I forgot who it was, but it was very funny and also maybe a little bit true. But very raunchy, and it was like Keenan is such a good friend to me that if Joe was sitting on the toilet and I had to go shit, that he would let me sit on his lap and shit in the toilet.
Oh God!
Because that's how good friends we are.
If he needed to take a leak and I was taking a shit, this was what I said. If he needed to take a leak and I was taking a shit, I spread my legs so he could.
You could always go in the bathtub with sink, homies. Jesus Christ!
I mean,
there's other options here.
This is like the worst case scenario. This is the worst case scenario. What if somebody's already taking a shit in the bathtub?
He was just expressing the level of extremeness.
Hey, I would do that for any of you guys.
So somebody reached out to me over the course of this week before we got to recording, and they were telling me how much they loved the show, specifically because it's very locker room. They say that often in general they know that women in general don't get to hear this side of guys' conversations, like because this is what dudes do when they hang out with dudes. So while women think that they're out there like romancing other chicks or whatever the fuck, we're really over
talking
here
about touching shafts,
opening our legs while we're taking a shit to let someone piss. That's really what it is.
Yeah, that's called being courteous. That's kindness.
True friendship.
Chivalry is not dead.
Chivalry is not dead
amongst friends.
Thank you very much.
This is just what guys do, and like beers and video games, it's just perpetual boyhood. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what's today? The 20th. The 20th. In 3 weeks, mark your calendars. What is that? The 20th, right?
Let me look on my calendar here.
What do you got going on for the podcast, Joe? Let everybody know what's going on out there.
3 weeks will be.
3 weeks.
I think it's the 17th. It's the 17th. Will be our first female guest.
Hey,
Really?
We'll be having our first female guest on.
Who is our first female? Is it a secret?
It is a secret.
Oh, okay.
The 3rd of February?
No, the 17th.
The 17th. Oh, that's like that's like 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
5 weeks.
Okay. So that'll be our first female guest. We just want to let you guys know that we are not male chauvinistic pigs, and we're gonna bring a female into this environment. That's the point, though. We want to make sure that we do have a variety of guests and diversity in our topics. So that shit's important to us.
Yeah,
I'd hope. Right?
Do you think your lady would be willing to come on the podcast and say a few things, or
He's like,
no?
She'd analyze you guys, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Didn't she try to play some games at your house?
What?
She played a few games. She plays games.
Yeah,
I saw her play some mahjong and
she'll
stuff
play
like that.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Dope.
That'd be cool.
I honestly think it is dope. Having other people's opinions during the locker room talk that we drop, like
yes. And if you want to talk mad shit to me, since I say a lot of bad stuff,
but here's the thing: I don't necessarily want to use that phrase because that phrase has become
locker room
unanimous.
It's like Trump.
Yeah, infamous.
With grabbing
Trump.
by the pussy.
And in no way, shape, or form
are we like that?
Do we associate ourselves with that type of behavior? Because even though we do fuck around and
please defend me, Joe,
and talk about sex,
I say a lot of bad stuff.
No, but see, excuse me, we do talk about sex and all that, but we never talk about like raping a woman.
No, nothing
blatantly
nothing
or degrading.
malicious.
Degrading or raping women. We're not about that. We do talk about sex because we're pervs. We do like sex. We talk about fantasies and bullshit like that. But in no way have we ever spoken in a derogatory way about a female.
Joe wants to host the Oscars. That's why he's.
I know. It's not even about that. It's about it's just about respect.
It's really not that hard to have respect for people.
It's not.
I don't know why it's so difficult.
Shit, but still have respect for a woman. Like,
why do people have trouble with that? Like, I don't understand.
I have absolutely no idea why a person
so
would
weird
feel
to me.
comfortable with just like grabbing a female by the fucking vagina.
That is so weird to me.
Like, how do you even have the audacity to do that? Like,
I guess it's power trips. Like,
it's a lot. A lot of it has to do with power.
I was editing this podcast for a client, and this Australian billionaire or whatever the fuck, like him and his friends went like mountain climbing for one of their getaways, and at some point they decided to climb a mountain, like a high ass mountain, without supports, things that connect you to the mountain, like ropes and shit.
So
he was like,
it's a free climbing.
Free climbing.
Free climbing.
And where there's a waterfall.
Yeah, that's
and
the
he
thing.
ended up actually slipping and having a fucking rock hit the back of his head, and it was like that's part of like the story. But like when I think about it, like when
Why?
you just
You
have
asked for
power
it,
and
right?
like money and like I guess sometimes you just want that excitement. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I don't know. I turned down an opportunity to have sex with a woman take advantage when she was drunk at a bar, and I said
As
no.
you should. Man.
Okay, no, see,
What?
this is important. This
no,
is,
as you should.
Oh,
You
yeah.
should have refused
I-
that.
This
Yeah,
is
said
important.
no.
This is important. So, right. So, like what Keenan is saying is, I think he had shared this with me, and maybe you want to tell the story. But from what I gathered, she had a couple of drinks, and he was like, you know what, I'd rather
I remember.
not because
I
you
remember
have a
this conversation.
couple of drinks, and in his head he's thinking like, nah, I'd rather have like this where she's a little more
Functional. She
aware
wasn't-
of what
she
Yeah,
goes
if
wasn't
on.
you're gonna
crisp.
fuck with me, you need to know that you're actually fucking with me,
Exactly.
right?
That was what I said to Philly.
Not a blur. I don't want to fucking blur. You're like, oh my god, what did we do last
She didn't
night?
seem
Because now
comfortable
they
enough.
have grounds to be like, I was
Exactly.
not in the right state of mind, and in retrospect, I felt uncomfortable. Which they have every right to do because we were the dumb ones to say, oh well, she wanted to. You're like, yeah, dog,
Yeah.
she was fucked up.
I told Philly like I didn't want to wake up and her wake up the next morning being like,
Yeah.
what the hell happened? I'd rather
Yeah.
have her know that she knows that I was there and that she knows she's gonna wake up to me next morning. So I definitely had an opportunity to easily say yes.
She was all over you.
She was
and
ready to go. And I was
hurting
like-
for a squirting.
and I
as
was
they
like,
say.
I don't know.
for a squirting.
It just didn't seem right because I was like, I'm functional. I've been drinking. I'm functional. I'm going to drive myself home, which I know you shouldn't do, but I was comfortable enough to do that.
Did you just implicate yourself?
No. Oh wait, I'm not going to
No,
get arrested.
you're
Okay.
She was.
They don't
feeding
know
for the
which day,
PM.
buddy.
They
They don't know which
okay,
day.
great.
She was with it, and you
Yeah,
were like, you
and-
know what? You're
and I
a little
wanted
too
to.
drunk.
I wanted to badly because you hear me on the podcast talking about not
Also,
getting anybody. It's like I said no.
you risk
no.
having a girl throw up in the car too. Like there's just a
I
lot
wouldn't
of,
have cared about
I've had
that.
Yeah?
I've had that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I've had
Wasn't
people
nice.
throw up on the side of my car. I don't know.
Oh man,
Just
Honestly.
like just streaks, just like hey, I got.
But guys do say no.
Thanks for not calling me out on
Yeah.
that.
That person who threw up on the side of the car was me.
Happened
he was
to
like,
me.
that was years ago.
But you know what? I was just talking about this with Joe earlier. Like I personally can't remember the last time I got extremely fucked up, like on anything.
Oh well, tonight's the night, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
we're
no,
celebrating tonight for Philly to
Tonight
get
is the night.
wasted.
Oh God. Like the last time I ever got really, really drunk, I was at this party somewhere like, geez, this is probably 12, 13 years ago where I got really, really, really fucked up. I was at some party over by the Fox Hills Mall somewhere. I think somebody said something to me I didn't like. And so I just left and just walked from the Fox Hills Mall all the way to Koreatown.
Damn.
Yeah, I just came in and out. And that's why I don't really do that shit anymore. Because I know myself when I get to a certain point, I no longer all my flaws come out in full force, and they're usually about leaving people.
Oh shit! Well, I was gonna say tonight's the night, but I was like, no. Fuck that.
I'm the first one to like my inner deepest flaw. I personally think is my first. I turned reactive and just decided to leave.
What happens to you? Like, is it really like?
I know. I mean, without going too deep into it, I do believe that the way I grew up and having been passed around and moved from home to home, my first instinct is to generally leave people before I'm left. You know what I mean? Not to get too deep, but I think that's what's interesting about what happens the minute I get too drunk.
I can see that.
I see other people who get like they get aggressive when they get drunk, and I get slightly aggressive, but more than anything, I just want to leave.
I get touchy feely.
I do. I'm one of those like aggressive. See, like I'm a fun drunk, but then like I can be aggressive as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like a wild card, man.
Yeah?
You don't
Yeah.
know what the hell's gonna happen.
You don't know what.
Oh shit!
What you gonna get?
See, there's Whiskey Joe, and then there's like fuck.
I've been
up
told
Joe,
about Whiskey
like,
Joe, but
Whiskey Joe can be fun.
what if I? What if
Actually, Whiskey Joe is the fun joke,
okay.
but
What did
there's
I?
like a level just past Whiskey Joe where I just become like
Super Saiyan God.
yeah, Super Saiyan God, Super
his
Saiyan.
power's
like,
over 9,000.
Yeah.
No, it's like, but it's not a good thing. It's like
Oh no! Yeah.
Berserker, like
Oh shit!
like when Whiskey Joe transcends to the next level, it's like it's
That's what he's like. You looking at me? It's a blind
Yeah.
guy. It's a blind guy. He's like, I don't like the way that guy's looking at me.
yeah, like fuck that guy, fuck him, tell him, have him come over here and talk to me. I'm having fun with my friends. That's
Oh,
the
shit.
hard, yeah.
And I've never seen that before. Which
I
is
have.
good. Well, oh shit!
Yeah.
What about when we went to Vegas? Do you remember?
No, that was
you never
Whiskey
got close.
Joe was
that
out,
was Whiskey
but,
Joe.
yeah, but not the.
I did my first
fucking
cigar with
nasty
Joe in Vegas.
Oh, that what was that? My bachelor party?
No, this
A
is
different
before.
before then,
This is
yeah.
when I gained respect from my father thanks to Joe. I became a member of the family.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good story, but I like that story.
He may
That
not
was-
like it. 'cause
Hey,
he
no.
Yeah, no, share that because it's
That
also
was
I think it
Whiskey
relates
Joe.
to the idea of loyalty too, though.
Oh,
you know?
well,
That's actually
That's-
that is a
that's
very
how-
good-
I think that's how I
a
became
very valid
loyal.
point. Yeah.
To be real quick and not disperse from our guests
No,
here.
this is part of the whole thing. This
but
I'm just here chatting,
Joe
man.
Joe and I went to Las Vegas because I'm gonna try and brush this as quick as I can, but
why you don't have to.
oh no,
tell the
okay.
story.
So the engineering department, I was president of the National Society of Black Engineers at SF State, and the national convention for the NESB, which is short for it, was in Vegas. So
which is short for
National Society of Black Engineers, and I was student president at SF State, and then I booked a room and a transportation, a van to go there. And this is the thing to go back to Ray. Ray, if you're out there, shout out to you. But I couldn't get a lot of the people from my engineering department to come with me to this convention, even though I had a room, 2 rooms, and a van to drive us down to Vegas. And out of maybe 10, 15 people, 1 person said they're willing to go with me. So I was like, well, fuck it. Let me call the people that I know that are down for this. The very first person was Joe. And Joe was like, all right.
Fuck
Like
it.
he's
I was like,
this is
yeah, fuck it,
before
let's do it.
this is before Accurate, this is before his job, this is before everything else. This is how Joe was. And then the next person that called was my brother. You know, that didn't go so well. But
Hey, don't
after
worry, I
that-
have a brother like that too.
after
I'm not
that,
gonna drop any names, but I do.
I said, I called my dad, and my dad and we're close, but we're not super close, you know. But we're definitely, you know, a good solid togetherness. And he said yes. And I was a little bit shocked, but still was really cool that he did it. So it's just me, Joe, and my dad and this other guy. I wish I knew his name. I think it was Epison. I can't remember. I was so bad. But me
We're
and
gonna
this-
have other people meet us there, right?
yeah, me and this other guy from SF drove down to Los Angeles. We pick up Joe and my dad, and then we drive from Los Angeles to Vegas. And the whole time we're having conversations and talking like that. We're having a good time. So when we get to Vegas, we have a good time. In the room, it's just me, Joe, my dad, and this one other dude in the room. And 2 rooms. We had 2 rooms, so we each had our own bed. And we had a great time. We were smoking cigars because the engineering convention was only for like a day or 2.
Yeah, it was.
And we were there for the whole weekend from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we had a good day to go out and drinking. And drink with my dad. I smoked cigars with my dad. Never did this before. Really had a
it
good
was tight.
bonding.
It was dope. We went to the Hoover Dam. We
Went to Hoover Dam.
Yeah,
we traveled on Vegas. We had an adventure. Joe
Yeah.
was family. His literally was family at this moment. And can I bring up the waitress story?
Absolutely.
So the waitress story.
Hey,
quick segment.
okay. Let me give you. Okay.
Backstory.
Yeah, it is okay. So Keenan and I were at the Wynn,
Yeah.
and we were gambling and shit. And then this waitress. Oh no, you should tell.
who
the
I
story.
was really into, this hot waitress. Of course, they have a hot waitress. She comes over and gives us drink, and I was edging Joe like, "Hey, can we ask her to like go out or hang out or something like that? Or I want to like invite her to something." So Joe was like, all right, just ask her, just be yourself. So the next time she comes by to get us drinks, I pitched the idea that she can come out after she's done with work to hang out with us in the van that we parked in their parking lot and drink some more.
In retrospect,
Not creepy at all.
No, of course not.
You want to come out for drinks in the van with us?
we have a van and everything. In retrospect,
I was very nice about it. I wasn't being mean or
It's not
like.
even scary. Hey, how would you like to
We
come
have a
back to the
van.
van?
Maybe it
and,
should have been.
do you want to
weird.
come with us? We have a van and we could get drinks.
That was probably the worst. I
In
could ever be as a
retrospect, it's like
person.
that. There were some real rapey vibes right there. 2
That
guys
was so bad.
asking what was she was like white or
She was
Russian
white,
or something
definitely
like that, right?
white. She was definitely white. Big old bitties. It was bad, but I mean, it wasn't like we were forcing ourselves.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
we weren't.
we're just. It was just a question. We're asking.
So it was a bad proposal.
yeah. And, we didn't. She said no. Obviously, like, yeah, that's cool. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. But we
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
After the whole great adventure that we're having, there's this one moment where Joe and I are drunk. We've been drinking. Joe's probably a little bit more drunk than I am, but he's offering me to have a bite of this sandwich, which is weird because I could have swore that sandwich was like this new McDonald's sandwich that they came out with, and like, dude, this shit is the best. Have it. And I was like, no. And he's like, you gotta eat it. And I was like, no. And my dad's watching this whole thing go down.
Yeah.
And as much as I said no, Joe eventually got me pressured in. I eventually said yes, and I felt really bad about myself going yes to something.
Because I was even like, come on, King, quit being a bitch. Come on, dude. Like,
while my dad's watching.
While his dad's in the room. Yeah. I'm drunk at him. At this point, I am like almost past Whiskey Joe.
Yeah. Like you were reaching that level.
Yeah, I was getting there because it was a long ass day just drinking.
We were going out. We were going crazy. I think I had two pictures still.
We were drinking French Connection.
We were. Grandma and Hennessy all the way.
We were drinking.
Joe, that's when Joe introduced me to that drink.
Fernando was like,
all fucking day. Just like, boom.
There's a picture of like 8 cups.
Recipe for disaster.
It was.
But the greatest thing that happened, I'm so proud of Joe for doing that. If Joe didn't get to that level, I could not be the man in my father's eyes as I am. But the next day, I pulled Joe aside. I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? My dad can hear all this go down.
Yeah.
And I go outside with Joe, and I was like telling him how I felt in a very sincere way, and like doing it in front of my dad and all that something like that. And Joe apologized right on the spot. He knew it. I felt really bad. I was like,
man, I was ashamed of myself. Like, I was like, yo, dude, I'm fucking sorry.
And then when he goes back, my dad pulls me aside. And then this is where like the heartfelt teardrop comes in.
Here it comes.
Here's the tearjerker, ladies and gentlemen.
Because he pulls me aside and he's like, Ken, I want to let you know that I'm very, very proud of you. And I'm so proud of the way you handle that situation.
Yeah.
It's like, I never knew that that you could do that. And I'm really, really proud. And it makes me proud that I'm your father and I taught you well. And I was like, He was like, yeah. I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, so I love you, son. I'm proud of you. Hugged it out.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, shit. And then I think that was the day we went to go see the Hoover Dam.
That's when we went to Hoover Dam. Yeah,
we traveled to Hoover Dam because
we were all relaxed. We were just like, all right, we're all right. Now.
But I'm so proud that Joe wasn't like weird about it afterwards. No. And I wasn't either.
It made your relationship stronger.
But see, that's because I was like, fuck, I really did fuck up. I shouldn't have talked to him like that. That was peer pressure. I'm not that guy.
And now he can do whatever he talks more shit now.
Now it's a whole different
now story. It's all over. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's
loyalty.
That's how it's developed. Like you said, the shit that you go through together. And as adults, it's hard to go through shit with people because most people are just busy working, and then when you're not working, you're out doing what you had already built.
But do you find it hard to make friends?
I like personally, like people that I really enjoy, like spending a lot of time with.
It's not that I find it hard. It's just I don't know if I can get the exact same thing. You know, like I said, it take like for me,
the bar is high.
The bar is high, so it's I got my friends, like all of my friends, even my wife likes. You know, she loves everybody.
Oh, cool.
You know, but there's people she doesn't love. So it's like no, but yeah, I mean, it's making new friends. It's like it's at this point, it's like, what's the point? I already got everybody I need. I got everything I need. You know,
okay.
So it's like because you don't know what you're getting yourself into either.
That's true. You don't know their history, their backstory.
They might not be good people.
That's true.
So like everybody I know has got my back, has been there for me. I've been there for them. They're always down. You know, they've helped me pick myself back up.
I think I've the first like legitimate new friend that I have. I've in the last 10, 15 years, I probably have only gotten like one new friend. No, probably 10 years. I'm not gonna like 10 years, like probably one new friend. And that I'm not saying that's
who's gone out of their way, like stuck their neck out for you.
Yeah, to be an actual friend that I had no association with, like absolutely none. The only association that we had was that we were in the same business together.
Oh, okay.
Like, and this is, I mean, there's different. Obviously, there's different.
Not even
tiers.
the same company. It's just same industry.
Yeah, we're in the same industry, and that was the only relation we had. I mean, because like some of my coworkers, I do consider friends, but that's because I'm with them like every day.
Yeah.
I travel with them. You know, these are people that I'm with. So it's a different type of friendship.
It's your professional friendship.
It's a professional friendship. And you know, and the way you know that is because some of those guys, they don't work with me anymore, and I have no contact with them. So it's a little different. Now, I have a guy. Yeah, there's a guy that runs in the same that's in the same industry as I'm in, and through that, like I would always see him at the same places, like the same events that I was doing. He would be there doing something else at another area, and it was just weird. It's how naturally it happened. Where it was like, hey, what's up? Oh, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go eat for lunch? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to this place. Is it good? Yeah. And then we would just kind of like slowly kind of just start hanging out. And then now he's like a very good friend of mine. And
you start jumping on calls where they ask for advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that kind of thing.
Yeah. To the point where it's like now he's calling me like, yo, Joe, I have this one job. Do you want to get in on this? Oh, and it's like, whoa, okay, yeah, sure. Or now he's like, hey, I'm in town, dude. Because now he lives in Baltimore, but it's I mean, in my industry, it's not that big of a deal because we travel so much that I'm gonna see him, even though he lives in Baltimore. I'm gonna see him more than I see like in some of my other friends for sure,
okay.
Because of the amount of work we do in the same circles.
But you travel too, don't you?
Yeah, a little
sort
bit.
of. But you don't meet a consistent amount of people on a traveling basis, on a daily, weekly basis.
I mean, my colleagues, because we have programmers over there in Colorado too. We have a office over there just for some of our engineers, and you know we hang out, we party, and they're like my professional work friends basically.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little bit
work
different.
Friends, yeah.
Every new friend now is going to be like more of a professional friendship.
Well, see, that's the thing. This guy genuinely, like, I don't consider it a professional friendship because I only see him sporadically. I would only see him sporadically during these events, but it was the fact that he outside of these events, he made the effort to actually hang out with me, and to build a friendship, which it was crazy to me. So and now I consider him a good friend because even outside of these events, we're still hanging out, or he'll call me and all shit like that. So it's hard as an adult to find new friends. It is because you don't know. You just don't have the time. You don't have the luxury and shit like that.
You're not in a school that allows you.
Where you have to see them every fucking day.
There's something about food. People sticking their neck out for you, and then you want to return the favor, sort of the reciprocation, and people who can have heart to hearts with you in transparency that seem to be the deciding factors, and history, right? Which would fall into like sticking the neck out for you and like being there for you.
Yeah.
So there's something about just that extra mile that someone does that makes you in turn want to reciprocate it, and then it just continues from there.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, when I was like in my early, like 19, I was outgoing. Like I love making friends, meeting people, but I just got burned way too many times.
Oh,
it's just like, so after a while, it's just like, I have my doubts about people sometimes, but I know I don't have my doubts about my current friends, So I'm always like, I don't like emotionally put in that effort to try to get down to like more of a friendship zone.
Yeah.
I mean, I try, but I don't know. I think I'm just kind of done.
Right.
You don't have the luxury of time. That's what it is.
Because I do have time.
But no. Okay. Then I take that back. No, hey, if you have time,
the thing is, do you want?
That's you. That's your choice.
So you're saying, do I want to use this time that I have?
I just don't have the emotional energy.
Okay.
We all men were like, all men.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you could say that. I'm glad that
makes sense.
You can't you can't invest yourself emotionally into somebody. Because any other dude would have been like, nah, man, fuck that. No. And that's another thing about you know exactly. That's another thing about our friendship. That we're not like fucking like
worried about whether or not that's
about
gay.
image or if that's manly or we don't really give a fuck about that.
which is toxic masculinity and other.
Okay. I see
So
where you're going
this
with
ties into some things that. So Eric Byrne was a psychologist that focused on like transactional analysis, and one of the things that I like most about that is that there's a scale of intimacy that's been developed from his work, and it talks about how strangers usually sit in silence because they don't know each other, and then you get closer when you start talking about things, objects, and places. Right? Like, oh, them Lakers. Yeah, them Lakers. Oh, this car. Yeah, this car, man. She's a beauty. Yeah, she's a beauty. You ever travel here? Yeah, I traveled there. Oh, these shoes, girls with shoes. I don't mean to be. Right? So things, object, places. Right. Dudes with sneakers, right? Sneakerheads, all the lines. And it's when you breach over into like philosophies and ideas, right? So silence, things, objects, places. The acronym is STOP, I'm you. Right? So when you get to things, objects, places, you can interchange the places for philosophies and ideas, right? And the minute we start discussing philosophies and ideas, our relationship has taken on a level of intimacy that's deeper. Now, you can watch for the person to reciprocate the philosophy or the idea, and if they don't, they're stuck in things, objects, places, and it's their inability or decision to not decide to invest in you. But the minute you discuss philosophies and ideas, from there it opens it up to be transparent about, well, ask for me,
ambitions,
and ask for you. What's your
common
dream?
interest?
Yeah.
That's one major.
No,
factor.
but it's beyond common interest because the common interest is a car or shoes, or I think that's what you were just stressing.
What's your
Maybe
dream? Like to ask someone, what's your dream?
Yeah.
Like
what are your aspirations? Like where
that moment in animes when they're like, "What's your dream?" Well, my dream is to be the 10-second. You know what I mean? And I will
to be the
grand-
Wizard King.
Exactly.
But you fuck.
And it's only after sharing. It's only after sharing those things that you can finally use the word us or we in a way that works for people. Where people are like, "Yeah, man, us."
You manifest an energy that draws like beings to
like
yourself.
any one of us between each other can have a conversation about us and what we're about to go do, and it not be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're at a point where if I'm like, if there's some shit that's bothering me and I want to talk about it and I start crying, you're not gonna be like, ugh, that's weird.
I probably give you shit. I probably make fun of you.
Yeah, but
I take you seriously.
I
would.
doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're saying that now,
if you,
but I feel like if any of us cried, you'd be like, fuck.
like a legit cry. Yeah, I would. Yeah,
you'd be like, shit. All right.
Yeah.
but then fuck, he's not playing. All right, what's up, dude? Like, I thought he was kidding.
Come sit on my lap. Let's talk this out.
Come to Papa.
Are you cool, man? Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything's
like,
gonna be all right.
And that's the degree of intimacy that I think creates loyalty.
I guess we got to the root of it.
You see me cry. I can't let you live.
Yeah.
I don't think Joe. You might have seen me. No, I don't think Joe. I don't think you even heard me cry.
Never seen you cry. The thing is, you could cry.
Oh,
and it wouldn't be like if you actually did, it wouldn't be looked on as like.
I haven't seen you,
but did I? Did you heard it?
I heard you. Yeah,
I guess I was.
Yeah,
emotional.
No, you seen him cry. Remember the roller coaster story?
Oh my god!
What's this?
You don't know the roller coaster story? Oh fuck!
A single tear was shed.
Philly, why did you bring that up in the podcast? All right.
What's the roller coaster story?
The roller Shit.
A single tear.
I'll start off and then Joe can finish. God damn.
I've betrayed your trust.
Yeah, we ain't friends no more. Oh god.
But the thing is, he designs roller coasters.
I do, and that's been my passion since second grade, and it hasn't left. Ever since second grade, I always wanted to design roller coasters.
I think we had that conversation as we were gonna get on the ride.
I'm pretty sure. So, but the thing is, I'm not big on heights, or at least I'm not big on falling from a particular height.
Yeah.
So we go to Magic Mountain graduation party after uni, and all of our buddies are there. And I'm refusing to get on any ride. I even tried a little spinny thing that gets everybody sick. And that was about it. But Joe eventually at some point pulls me away from the group and he tells the rest of the group to go on. And he just goes with me, which is another sign of friendship because we have our whole collective group. And Joe's like, no, I'm going to take Keenan to the side and see if I can get him on at least one of these rides. And it took him about took him 2 hours or so to convince me to go on one little ride. And I think the first ride we did was Ninja.
Yeah, we did Ninja.
We did Ninja.
yeah.
We did
It's
Ninja,
a little
and that was
starter.
good. Yeah, it was a
We
little starter.
And then after that, he was like, all right, you did that. You think you could go on Revolution? I was like,
That was
it
a
has-
big jump.
I
That's a
know.
big
It
jump.
has like a loop in it.
Oh,
Maybe
actually,
that's
no.
right.
Revolution's
No,
okay.
Revolution's
Yeah.
good because it
And-
only has that one loop.
And it's not as high as Ninja. Turns out Ninja's higher than Revolution.
Yeah.
So we did that. And after I was like, I could handle it.
Okay, I think I'm be okay. Yeah, all right. Let's do this.
Yeah. So he takes me over to Batman the Ride. And Joe, you can take it from Batman the Ride.
So we're waiting in line. I think we have the conversation about his aspirations and how he's always wanted to be a roller coaster designer. And I'm like, oh man, then I was like, then you have to get on one of these rides, man. You have to be able to experience it, so you know how it feels, and you'll be able to better design. And
I'm like,
just trying to
no.
convince him. He's like,
Yeah.
no, man,
I can't. I was like, oh,
So
Shit
we're
myself.
waiting in line for like an hour and a half
Yeah.
because
it's a
fucking
long
lines.
torture ride for me.
So,
Because it's taller. It's taller than Revolution.
dude, as soon as we get on, the shit comes down. And he's like, "Oh no, no, Joe,
I'm holding it. I'm literally holding it.
I can't do this. No,
Yeah.
no, we can't do it. No, I gotta get off, man. I was like, Keenan, it's too late. They already strapped us in, man. We're
Okay.
doing this. He's like, oh my god,
Yeah, and there's a
Oh my
girl
God.
right next to us hearing this go down. I remember her.
He's like, oh my
Blonde
God.
lady, yeah.
oh my god, we're going out. He's like, no, no. And we're like, fuck it, let's do it.
I
Keenan, we're
know.
going. And then we do the whole thing.
Yeah.
They snap the shot, right? We get out. We go to see the fucking pictures, and it's Keenan like this,
Holding
like,
his arm, yeah. I'm
holding my arm. I'm like, yeah, and it's so HD that you can see the tears.
Oh, God.
Shit.
You can see Keenan's tears just
Man.
Oh, man.
going.
This was literally right after high school. I was shit scared of.
But after that, no,
We went on it again.
After the ride, he was like, all
We
right,
went on
fuck
it twice.
Yeah.
So what
we
was
went
the
on
name of
it
this
twice.
ride? What was his name?
This
of
was
this
Batman.
ride?
This is
Batman.
But it
Batman
took
ride.
him 2 hours away from the rest of the group because they
Yeah.
probably would have talked shit or something like that to get me to go on one ride, which led to eventually 3 and
And
2
two
times.
for
in
the-
Batman.
Look, I don't
heavier
blame you,
one.
man. I used to do roller coasters back when I was younger.
Yeah.
And then, like, back when I was like 27, I went on a roller coaster with my nephews on Goliath.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, yeah, this is nothing. And for some reason, something changed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I closed my eyes the whole time. I was like,
Oh,
I
shit.
couldn't open my eyes. I was so scared.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just got this like fear of heights all of a sudden.
Yeah. The sensation of going through loops and turns, I love that shit. But it's that first drop.
Oh no, that
It's
height.
that
height.
first drop.
Yeah.
No, it's always the first drop.
Yeah. It always
And
is.
once you get past the first drop, I think everything else is.
And there's only a few rides out there that doesn't do the first drop. The Hulk ride at Universal Studios, Florida, just shoots you right out into a loop.
Oh shit!
I think I can do that. Yeah, it's one of those curved loops, and then it goes back
okay.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
So it
shit.
shoots you right out. But
Yeah.
yeah, and that was an amazing moment, and it was just I still have the picture on the keychain.
And I wish I still had that.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know what happened.
right after high school, I still kept it with me. It was a
There's
good
something
moment.
about
good.
heights, man.
You
I
should
mean,
post that shit.
You do.
Wow.
You should post
Oh,
it. It's not,
yeah,
it's
we
already
can use
out.
that. We can use that for the
Fucking
podcast.
post it for the other podcast.
I'll have to
But
look
that's
for it.
crazy. I mean, like, that was great.
Have you done stuff with people that you know now, like your close circle of friends, where you had a moment like that where it's like,
Jumped on roller coasters.
this dude is solid, like we bungee jumped together or some crazy shit like that?
Something about facing fears, essentially. Have you
Facing-
faced- have you
with-
ever
with
faced
your
the
friends.
fears with a friend?
I'm pretty sure I have. I can't think of anything right now.
One time, I didn't think I could drink another beer, and they were like, "Drink!"
Have you had that? Have you had a blacked out moment before?
A blackout from drugs and alcohol? Absolutely.
He's like 14 to 25 was a fucking blur, my guy.
Oh shit! Damn, Fernando.
Dude, even when we were in high school, you'd fucking get shit faced.
Yeah.
Damn.
I never blacked out in high school.
No.
Only blacked out in my 20s.
We would get shit faced,
And
though.
you never
Yeah.
invited me, Joe. I'm going back to that.
Back in my
Your
old,
mom wouldn't let you.
my dad's
I know
place.
she would. She would.
back at my dad's place, we'd just go there and
Yeah.
drink.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
It was
went
it was
back
that
to
easy,
that.
like because people put a lot of restrictions on high school kids nowadays, and don't do this, don't do that. Go here. I need to know where you're at all times.
we had a dysfunctional, we had a dysfunctional family, so not a lot of authority.
He would fucking play with us, like he'd fucking play the guitar.
Oh yeah,
we would get down.
We'd play and sing like songs and shit.
Yeah,
karaoke.
dude, that shit was dope.
Okay.
Because his dad's like an old rocker. Like he loved rock. He
loved music.
You give him Spanish rock any day.
Did he play in like ACDC or something? Or
No,
like
he was just like little bands.
Oh, okay.
Like local bands.
So he was with it. He's like, yeah, bro, let's fuck.
You tried that though, right? Like you were in a band yourself, or
no? I was never in a band.
Oh.
I played the guitar back in high school. Nice. Now I don't do shit.
He said, "Now I don't do shit."
Now I design websites.
No, I don't design either. I just program.
I just program these fucking sites.
I love that stuff. I love programming.
Well, yeah, as long as it's fun. I was actually having a conversation in my Uber right over here.
Were you?
Yeah, with this. Shit. Andy Donnie. I can't give a shout because I forgot his name. But the whole conversation on here was mostly about real estate. But then we led into what we really enjoy in life and what we want to do and how it's better to go after what makes you happy than what makes money. Mm-hmm. Do you agree on that?
Yeah.
Sort of subject?
It's funny that with Uber and Lyft you can have those conversations with these people.
Yeah,
but then you get into a taxi cab and you're just like, all right, man, take me home.
That's weird, isn't
right?
it?
You get into a taxi, and because it's the people who drive the taxis, they don't want to fucking talk.
And there's a window, right?
I don't know. I've always had conversations with cabbies.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, always.
I've never.
I always get in the car with someone who they're like, okay, where are you going? Okay, we're going there. And it's like, there's like you can tell English isn't the first language. Not that I care. And I consider myself a pretty friendly person, but it just, nothing ever happens. And then they just get there.
I think I've had a conversation with a cabbie once, like in Phoenix. Only because Phoenix doesn't allow Uber.
Oh, they don't?
No. You have to use a cab. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
so I was
weird.
like, all right, well, fuck it, I'll treat this.
And I do know that they have to return the car by a certain time of day.
Here's the dope thing. Like, okay, so this cab picks us up, right? Because we can't. I got off the plane. I'm at the airport. I'm trying to bring up Uber or Lyft. This was like 5 years ago. And it's like not coming up. It's like right when Uber had barely started. And I'm like, fuck, I can't find it. And I look it up and it says Phoenix has passed the law where you can't use Uber or Lyft. So I'm like, wow, that's fucking weird. So then we call a cab and the guy, he's like, yeah, well, fuck. Sorry.
Keenan's over there punching the mic.
The guy was like, yeah, well, we can't do, you can't do Uber or whatever. But I mean, he's like, here's my card. And if you need a ride, all you got to do is call me.
You gave him
so that whole time, my whole stay in Phoenix, I would just call this guy and he would
that's cool. Yeah.
He was like, all right.
Smart businessman.
Yeah, super smart. Because now he has me. I'm there for fucking 5-6 days.
And you travel frequently. So.
Yeah, I'm there for 5-6 days. And now I just need a ride. Just call this dude. And I knew he was solid because we needed to do something on our way to our hotel room. And he was like, I was like, I don't know. Can you do that as a cabbie? He's like, man, don't even worry about it. I'll pull up. I'll just turn off my meter and I'll wait for you. I'm like, damn. I was like, that's fucking dope.
Nice.
But he was also trying to get my business. I mean, I get it, but he did it right. He did it right because I used him that whole weekend. I even gave him to my guys. I was like, yo, if you guys need a ride, you got to call this guy and he'll take you wherever you need to go.
That's how it's done.
Yeah.
You still meet. You still do, how do you do your contacts in your business? Like, do you actually have those interactions like Joe where you
give your referrals?
You just meet
business
people?
Referrals and things like that.
In my industry, I mean, sort of like I don't know. There's not a lot of referrals in my, like, everybody works for like a firm or some kind of company, so but yeah, I guess some little things. Not like Joe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Joe, he has more contacts. He meets with more people, more logistical. Mine is just people sit at an office.
Yeah. Right. Here's a question. Have you watched Mr. Robot?
Hell yeah.
Have you watched Mr. Robot?
No. I think both of you told me about that.
Yo, Philly. Okay, I had watched Mr. Robot. Like, I had watched a couple of episodes. I really liked it, but in this day and age, there's just like so much content out that you just kind of forget. Like, so I stopped watching it, and then recently Philly was like, yo, you gotta watch the show, Mr. Robot. I'm like, I do remember it. And he's like, yo, I'm this far into it. It's fucking crazy. It's just crazy. So then I watched it again. Watched the first season with you.
Yeah.
Like Philly sat down. I think that's like the third time he's watched the first season.
Yeah, well, I watched it once with the girl, seeing myself, and then with you.
So I think so I watched the first season. I haven't gotten into the second season yet. Philly he says it's like all fucking crazy. Like
it's
he's
crazy.
not understanding what's happening.
Like it's getting. I stopped watching because just like, well, number one, every episode is like an hour fucking long. It's like a movie. Every episode is a movie.
Yeah. Season 3 is dope.
Yeah.
You did season 3? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Season 2 is wacky. It's weird.
Okay. Right. Okay. Because I'm like trying to get through season 2, and
because I mean,
without giving it
like
away.
I don't want to give it away. The show is really well made. I mean, like from the content. To, to like everything, like all the little political details.
Okay.
Which is what I liked about it.
Yeah.
I love how it doesn't expect you to know what the fuck is going on.
So it doesn't sugarcoat or like
No,
It's like ER. Like they start throwing medical jargon right away.
It doesn't expect you to know what they're talking about.
All the technical
It doesn't
DNS,
expect you to be
the
able to follow
DDoS
it.
attacks and shit.
Because on in the first season, like there's shit that you don't understand in the first episode that all of a sudden, like in the 8th episode, you're like, oh shit, that's what he was talking about in the second episode.
Well, I hope they don't get canceled because that would suck for stuff where
I think it's over, isn't it?
I don't know if it got canceled.
No,
Yeah.
I think it like finished.
No,
it
it didn't finish.
Oh, it didn't finish?
because they would be missing stuff and
No,
they did.
there's still some more. Like I mean,
okay.
Because they can't. I mean, if they have
but
information,
the
like
director, the maker of the show, he's doing that show Homecoming now.
that. Oh,
So that's like his like passion project.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if
Oh.
what's gonna happen with Mr.
So maybe
Robot.
it's on hiatus.
Esmail, right?
That show
Yeah.
Homecoming
Esmail?
is.
That's the
Wasn't
name,
it like
Esmail?
it was a short show, wasn't it? Because Sonia watched it. She said it was only like 6 episodes long,
Sonia,
Yeah.
call in and let us know what your thoughts.
and
are.
each episode was like 30 minutes.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even watch that show.
Yeah, she said it was really short. She said it was good, but it was really short.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that what she said?
Hey,
Hey.
I never said I was a long dick. I've always said I have the
Ain't nobody
magic
got time
tongue
for that.
it.
You see, when you get older, you don't have a lot of time, so sex has to be, chop chop.
He just shakes.
You know
That's all
my
he does.
stance on
Tries to-
sex.
It vibrates.
as long as you
Wait.
can get 2 or 3 in. You know.
Yeah, just a couple of
Your
pumps.
stance on sex? What's your stance on sex?
Okay.
Hey man, I'm about everything. I'm at liberty for like whatever.
Fingers in the ass,
Finger,
whatever.
1 or 2
Take
fingers
Joe's
in the
ass.
booty,
Hey, he takes
little
it.
massaging.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to. You have to.
Joe,
You gotta keep it
Joe
fresh.
is a big campaigner for the male G spot. He said
Oh,
this
really?
before in the first or second
Oh,
episode.
were you? I
The
thought
male
you were
G-spot.
joking.
No,
There's a male
What?
G spot.
the male G spot is very important.
No, I know it. But I meant like I thought you were joking about like your experience on it. So you've had some experience on it.
Joe's like, ah.
You know, you don't have to stick your finger in
Yeah,
there.
all you gotta do is massage the jam.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you do
There's
it.
that area.
Yeah,
right,
Yeah.
right next to the gooch.
The tweenus.
It's the gooch.
It's
I
the
mean-
tweenus. Yeah, the gooch.
I'm like,
tweenus.
yeah.
I mean,
But
Apply a little pressure.
okay,
That's
so
all
let's
you
segue
need.
into this.
yeah.
What is your stance on aphrodisiacs?
Aphrodisiacs?
Do they are
Like
they,
lube?
like they exist or
Yeah,
No,
like because this is
Oysters,
a thing.
chocolate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
yeah,
say
yeah.
that aphrodisiacs are fake.
I don't know if
There's
I
the whole
believe
thing
in
that
it.
they're fabricated. Aphrodisiacs,
honestly, I
like
think they're kind of fake.
eating
Yeah,
chocolate
I think
or
so.
Yeah.
I think the
eating
only aphrodisiac we
oysters
really
or
need is
smelling a
extended
certain
foreplay.
Yeah.
Extended foreplay, I
foreplay
think,
is
is the
required.
best way to go.
Yeah.
I think so.
Aphrodisiac?
No,
I
no.
can agree with that.
Yeah.
Foreplay,
Foreplay for sure.
touching, lots of touching.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
So you don't believe that like chocolate can
No.
enhance the experience, or
Unless it's
strawberries.
poured on there and
Or-
you lick it off.
Also,
Or-
who can move in the ways that are necessary to really get it in with a full stomach or like with food? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You start getting sick.
you know what I mean when you're putting the shoulders into it?
Like I just had some oysters. Let's make out.
Yeah.
Like-
Wait, yeah, that is. I don't think
Yeah,
that would
sex
happen.
after dinner is not a good thing.
No, especially if you just ate like pasta and you're like, yeah, let's
Oh,
fuck.
God.
Yeah, I just had these
I don't
fucking
think I've ever done
burritos.
that.
Let's fuck.
You know what I mean?
Eat,
No.
eat, then bang.
Sex,
Bang, then
yeah,
eat.
sex and then go out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
'Cause then you're
If
just
you
like,
can get out of the bed, am I right? Am I right? Out of sight.
Only
say,
one of
my
us will be
man.
full.
You just go have dinner. make out and then just have sex in the morning. Like, oh, fuck.
Morning sex. I was like, I wasn't quote unquote allowed too much about morning. I'm more of a morning guy.
Really?
But I wasn't allowed to experience a lot of my morningness.
The breath thing. Some people have a
Really?
thing against breath.
I can put a bag over my head or something. At least I don't need that.
I think morning sex is great,
Well,
dude. I mean, it's
When men are at their hardest too.
Yeah, and it's weird because I did meet someone recently who was my roommate, where she said she loves giving head to the guy before he's like waking up. So while he's waking up,
She might have been hinting.
I was like, what?
Hey, good for her. Good for her.
I couldn't believe that she said she liked doing it. I was like,
Why though? That's fantastic.
because most of the time I hear a different opinion, like no head at all. And here's this lady saying she likes doing it in the morning.
Hey man, some females don't.
Yeah.
Some people
Yeah.
are not about it. You know.
Some people just enjoy pleasing their partners, or whatever the case may be, and like those are the people you want to be with.
What about
I
you?
am an advocate. I am an avid advocate
Giving head.
of pleasing your partner
Mm.
without expectation.
Yes.
Like I'm super about going down, taking care of business, and then just
handling it in a while.
Gotta get
Yeah.
outta here. I gotta
I'm gonna
get outta
make
here
you
now.
a sandwich.
yeah, I'm gonna walk away from it like, what are you
I know.
done? Turn around, you're like, hey,
Yeah.
you got it, girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make you that sandwich you wanted.
It's
Like
I do that. Yeah. I make that sandwich. Yeah.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I'm super about it.
That's
I'm
why
super
we're best
about it.
friends. Yay.
it's crazy. It's crazy how complicated sex gets. Like the older you get, as opposed to like when, like in teenage times, you can be reckless, careless, and whatever. And then like the more time you spend with people, not always, but I'm saying like I personally don't have any problems with it. But I've come across a lot of people, or you watch a lot of TV shows where people just have problems with sex. Like and it sucks because life gets in the way, and yet that's one of the most fundamental aspects of life, right? You've got to have, like, you got to know you have your health, sanity, some money to spend, and some money for your bills. You need to have family support, and extended family, like friends, whatever the fuck is, right? And then you have to have like that sex as part of life. It's just a healthy human thing to have good sex, and it's every now and then you're going to have some spells where you might have to, masturbation is okay. I know back in the days they tried to exercise people because they were, going into masturbation. But I feel like that's such an important dynamic of life. Like you have to take care of that.
Masturbation is.
Are you expecting me to say something?
I know. It's like a saying. What's the saying?
Self-improvement.
Oh,
Was that
self-improvement.
your
about
saying?
Fight Club?
Masturbation
Yeah.
is self-improvement. What the
Fight
fuck,
Club.
Fernando?
Sorry, man.
Tyler Durden.
Was that it?
That was like 20 years ago.
Was that your
I'll pick
saying?
that up, sorry.
And back in the day, you were that. You came up with
Masturbation
that.
is self-improvement.
Masturbation, self-improvement, man.
Hey man,
Okay.
I live by that.
Oh, okay.
You get enough anxiety and rub one out, you're good to go.
I think it's completely healthy.
Like,
It helps.
you got to find techniques for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just about like putting on some porn and rubbing one out. Like,
throw
you
some
gotta-
candles on.
how can you
There's finesse.
optimize
the experience?
the experience?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the orgasmic experience.
Yeah.
And
Take
there
it to
are
the
ways.
next level.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
To go from
There are ways.
like a deep like a deep
Oh my God.
yeah like
Billy was-
like
was-
MacGruber in fucking the movie MacGruber where he's like
Philly, I kid you not. Philly does the best expression.
like when you come hard as fuck
Where you
you're
do
like,
your head
Your knees buckle.
yeah.
You do the blank man.
I mean, like if you're not coming that hard, you haven't lived, man.
Oh my
The
god.
fucking toes curl. That's phenomenal.
Like to the point where when you're done, you're like, I'm just gonna take a nap.
Just gonna. You just roll over,
Take a nap.
and be in a fetal position. With your thumb in your mouth.
Came so hard.
Got a blanket.
I'm reborn.
You literally seem like a baby. You're like,
They're over here with pet me and shit. It's okay.
she's like, she's petting you. She's like,
It's
stroking
okay.
you.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I'll finish myself up later.
I'm just saying.
Oh my
you know,
god.
He's like one of the little Koroks from like Breath of the Wild.
Like, you just, so you got to optimize the experience. I get
Oh
it.
my
I
god.
get it. I get it. You know?
Philly did a hilarious.
You
like,
got to
Philly
do the
did,
tennis
like,
ball trick.
tennis ball trick.
You don't know the tennis ball
Nah,
trick?
hey,
Dude,
please disclose this information.
Oh, man.
He's disclosing the secret technique
You're hearing-
27 jutsu of masturbation.
You're
You
hearing
got to
this
put
first.
a tennis ball behind your balls
Okay.
A tennis ball.
to find the sweet spot as you're doing it.
Okay.
Wait, while you're
I'm with you.
while you're
Yeah.
going,
So-
you put a tennis
So
ball.
you
I'm
put
at
the
full
tennis
attention
ball
over here.
by the
And-
gooch
On the
Okay.
gooch.
to apply the pressure.
So you're applying pressure, and then during your climax,
right.
you'll feel it.
Feel the
But
tennis
you
ball.
got to find it.
You got to find that sweet spot.
It's a secret.
It's a secret technique.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh.
you just gotta apply pressure on the tennis ball once you are ejaculating to feel the maximum pleasure.
Yeah.
To get
I
the
understand.
Sometimes
Your
you don't
maximum
even need
orgasm.
to.
You don't need the tennis ball.
You don't even need to stroke
Just-
at that point. Like you're just.
at the point you're just sitting there going
You're turning into the Hulk and shit. Yeah.
Philly does like
The
the
shit-
shit, bob,
the
like
shit
it's
just
like
spraying the walls and shit, just multiple orgasms.
My glasses are gonna fall off when I do it, but he did this one last night. Kid you not.
You gotta do it with the glasses so they fall off.
Oh yeah, my hair.
And you're trying to catch your glasses like
Oh yeah, I had like the Conan O'Brien hair that day. So I was sitting there, like like my hair was fucking.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the none of our business.
I think I just helped a lot of men out.
Thank you.
Tip of the day. Tennis
Oh my
balls.
god.
Holy shit.
Fernando dropping knowledge.
Dude, now I just want to shoot like a masturbation scene,
Oh, I
like where it's like implying that it's about to happen, where the guy gets a tennis ball and the song plays. Hey, lonely girl.
I thought
Put the tennis ball into the balls.
I thought you said you wanted to actually try the tennis ball thing like right now. Guys, leave the room. I'm just try this out real quick.
I'm gonna have to go to Big Five.
All you
You
see,
got so many tennis balls and then
Or go lacrosse ball. It's a
I know.
little harder.
A
All
lacrosse
for the
ball.
pros.
Holy shit.
Tennis balls are the entry level.
oh, okay. All the guys, the stock market for tennis balls, the cross balls go up.
Business is booming, Jack. We're back.
they're studying the analytics. Why do you think we're selling so much more of these?
Oh, thanks
How
to
can we tie
Fernando.
this to our targeting for marketing?
So how did you find that out? Like, did somebody?
I know. Wait a minute.
Let's bring it.
How did you find out that a tennis ball was the answer? You were just like, he's
like,
like,
hey,
just
guys,
masturbating just in his bathroom, looking around. He
Try
sees his
something new.
dog's tennis ball on the floor in the bathroom.
If you
because
look
he
at
just
him,
drops there.
if you look at him, he's like, fellas, it's simple physics.
Oh my god.
Us programmers, man, we're always looking for shortcuts.
All right, there you go.
He's like, it's all about the ones and O's.
Are you a 1 or
Are
a
you-
0?
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you guys are fucking crazy.
You don't want to know.
Oh man, I got a head change
That
off.
was hilarious.
Head change off that shit. Oh,
You know, guys, we've hit the 2 hours and 18
Oh shit. Well,
mark.
we learned something today. That's good.
God damn.
That's good.
That was
Fernando
fantastic.
and the cuts. That's
Hey,
awesome.
gentlemen, a
Each
tennis
in the
ball
camera. Yes.
is gonna do wonders for your gooch.
And if
the
you're
lesson.
already a pro, get a lacrosse
Get a
ball.
look. when you leveled up.
When you leveled up.
Your
Brings a whole-
defense is maxed out. Dexterity is at a 5.
Shit.
Oh
Oh my god. Fernando.
All right.
Beautiful,
All right.
beautiful, beautiful.
Awesome
And with that,
guest.
ladies and gentlemen, we get to our soapbox talks.
Soapbox talk.
We're gonna start it off with our guest. Fernando. Soapbox talks is basically you get the platform, you get the
You get to say
you
whatever
get full
you
attention. You can
Go
talk about
Abraham
anything
Lincoln.
and everything.
want.
Any
Four
pet
score,
peeve,
whatever.
anything, any announcement you want to make.
You know what grinds my gears?
Yeah, any grind your gear, whatever you want to talk about right now. This is your show.
People are listening.
People are listening.
Well, first I want to say thank you for having me.
Hey.
And I guess all I have to say is, you know what? There's programming's a world where I think anybody can be a part of. It's not exclusive to one particular race or gender. And my agenda is to try to teach people as much as I can about programming and how easy it is to become a programmer, especially, because there's a lot of people that don't know what they want to do in life. And I got lucky getting into the space that I'm in. And I think that my industry requires more diversity. So anybody out there that's looking to become a programmer, come to the Vue.js meetups, Los Angeles Vue.js meetups.
You guys are on any of the social media platforms you can find?
Not that I know of.
Just on meetup.com.
Meetups. Yeah.
Okay.
What was it called?
Vue.js.
Vue.js.
Los Angeles Vue.js meetups.
Okay.
Yeah. Pop into one of those, see what it's all about. Normally we just go over the platforms and we just talk about programming. I'll be doing more articles and how-tos and how to get into or doing some advanced stuff in programming on my website, which I have yet to finish, but it will be FernandoG.com. That's
Hey, there you go.
FernandoG.com. You guys
Yeah.
heard that? We'll put that on the description of the episode.
Dope.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
You got it.
Awesome.
Fernando Garcia.
Wait, we're supposed
Yeah.
to follow up that?
I know.
I know. I-
Keenan, you have nothing?
Go ahead,
Fuck.
Keenan.
It's my birthday celebration.
That's a great way to win some clout right away.
I'm pandering to the audience. Yeah, no. I don't that shit.
No, Keenan, you do have a pet peeve or something.
I have a lot of pet peeves.
Or you have a mission that you want to inspire people to do. You don't talk a lot about how many events you put together and things like that, Keenan. So,
Actually, well, if
What are you
it's
working
not
on?
a soapbox, it's promotion for 2 concerts that I'm
That's
putting on.
soapbox, Yeah.
Everybody, this is early, but one in March 23rd, then April 6th. They're both Saturdays, so there's no fucking excuses. Like you gave excuses for my birthday party. No, it's on Saturdays. It starts at 8:00. It's going to be some really good bands. You can check them out. SoundCloud,
Where is
YouTube.
this?
It's in Reseda at a place called the Canby on Van Owen, and I forgot the car street. I'm sorry, but we'll be posting flyers and all that other stuff out for everybody.
Once we get
comes to.
closer to it, we could drop it on
Exactly. And this is to
social
go
media.
back to what Fernando was talking about, things in the valley. I live in the valley, so I'm trying to put on events and shows and concerts for people to go out and do something in the
The
valley.
San Fernando Valley. just
The
to
San
clarify.
Fernando Valley. And this can be an 18 plus. You don't have to be 21. It is a bar, but they'll serve drinks, but we'll give you wristbands and stuff like that. Great music out in the valley. But yeah, March 23rd, Saturday, 3rd Saturday of the month, and the first Saturday of the next month, April 6th.
Nice.
wow, that's really cool.
And we want Philly to play. I'm putting you on blast in the podcast, so you have to say yes because we want Philly to perform.
Those days are almost behind
Oh
me.
my
man.
God. Okay.
I'm a podcaster now, guys.
No, that's it. I'm sorry.
I like the attitude though. You're all about you know what? I can't find it where I'm at, so I'm gonna make it where I'm at.
Hmm?
That's super cool.
Thank you, Joe. I'm inspiring Joe I'm following him and he's my mentor.
Shut up.
and
So
friend.
is it my soapbox
Yes.
moment?
This is-
Although I didn't prepare one, I always have something prepared to talk about, something to campaign for, and I think one of the things with the level of anxiety that people are dealing with these days, the only thing I've ever found in my 30 now years of being alive that has ever offered me a relief from my anxiety that didn't involve drugs or anything aside from masturbation,
Hey, shout out to masturbation.
Big ups.
has funny enough been a style of meditation. Because most people think, oh, I'm gonna get the Headspace app and I'm gonna like not think of anything at all and listen to music, you know. And really, what people fail to realize is what they're doing more than anything at that time is breathing more than they usually do, taking deeper breaths more than they usually do. People like to smoke because it's one of the few times in their day they actually take a deep breath, right? So that's not the meditation I'm talking about. And if you look at the list of people who actually go to transcendental meditation, now I've never taken it. But I'm assuming what it could be based on all the shit that I've studied, and really it's come down to combining what I learned from martial arts. What I've realized is anytime I sit myself down, sitting, because if you lay down, you risk falling asleep. But like sitting myself down, taking a moment, breath's done like early in the day or late at night, by yourself if you can, go to your car or whatever. Just sit yourself down, close your eyes, and one step at a time. While you're breathing, it doesn't have to be deep, but while you're breathing, tell yourself that you're releasing any tension from your forehead, from the back of your eyes, from your nose, step at a time as you're breathing, all the way till you get down to your toes. You can do it at any level. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just, you can say, oh, for my head, whatever. Point is, you're releasing the tension and giving it permission to leave your body, and then contemplate the idea of what it means to you to make efforts for more than just yourself.
Hey.
Because often we feel that what we're doing doesn't matter. One way for it to matter, to get that validation, is to really make it so that the things I'm doing aren't just for me, and to really be about the benefit for many. And then after that you want to create more beauty in the world. Because the minute you do that, my hypothesis is that you're aligning yourself to the greater forces at work in life and nature in general. Because nature does provide us beauty, and it does seem to support more than just an individual's life. And if we can do that, we bring ourselves as close as possible to the frequency of whatever the fuck created all of us. And so I hope that can help you with anxiety. That's what I'm putting out there.
Thanks, Filthy. How the fuck am I gonna follow that shit? Fucking asshole. I know.
Making Joe feel bad. Are you depressed right now, Joe? Should we talk to you?
What the hell? Not right now.
You know what? I got to give it up to Philip, because when my wife was going through anxiety, he pulled through for her, like really calmed her down.
Oh, nice.
Way to go, Philly. Many times. So I know that she really respects you for that.
Nice.
Like one of those.
That's phenomenal.
Talking about loyalty.
Yeah.
You know,
Shit.
that's one of those moments.
Appreciate you, man.
Well, okay.
Lay it on us, Joe. Do it.
We live in a really fucked up time right now because of the current administration. It's not necessarily just because of the current administration. I mean, it's led, but a lot of events have led to where we are at right now. And the current administration hasn't, when I mean current administration, we're talking about the government here, hasn't done anything to improve the state of our country. We're very divided. Racism is just as rampant as it was 60 years ago. And right now we're facing a government shutdown that's already in a month long. And here locally, we're dealing with a teacher strike that has gone on for a week. It affects my son because he's not in school right now. And I just want to make sure that we understand that this is affecting just as much as it affects us who aren't directly involved. It also affects the people who are out of a job because of it. So if at any point we're able to help, these federal workers that can't work, that can't collect a paycheck, let's do that. These teachers that are out in LA County that are helping our children become better people for the future. If we can help them by just taking a fucking case of water out to the teachers, or getting some fucking sacks, or ordering some pizza for them, because those teachers aren't getting paid either, and it's already been a week that they're gonna go without pay. Wait a minute, and they're fighting for the future of our children.
Can we give them
Absolutely
stuff? Like how do we do that? How do we give them?
Just go to Little Caesars, buy a bunch of pizzas, and
then just go
fucking
straight.
teachers.
Yeah,
if that's something you want to do,
I'll do it.
But we just have to remember that these are the people that are teaching our children to become better leaders in our future. I know there's a lot of controversy with the LAUSD because schools aren't doing aren't performing as well as they should be. But we got to remember that the teachers can only do or can only help our children advance with the resources that they have, and even then, they have to come out of pocket sometimes too. So if there's any way we can help those people, let's help them. Federal workers, we have a very close friend, Cheech. He's a firefighter, and he can't collect a paycheck, but he's still expected to go work. And he's a fucking firefighter. He puts his life on the line
many times
to make sure that we're safe.
Just think of the fires that have happened fairly recently. Right?
So if there's any way that we can help them, even if it's just extending, an ear, because sometimes that's all they need to hear, or they need to vent, because a lot of these people work paycheck to paycheck, and if it's already been a month that they haven't collected a check,
like
rent is due, bills are due, all this stuff is due. So if there's any way that we can help these people, even if it's on a personal level, or like I said, an ear, sometimes that's all you can spare.
Raising awareness.
I didn't know we can donate stuff like food. We can actually just walk up to them as they're on the street and just give them stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
Okay.
So again, support these people because they're making our society better. Happy birthday, Keenan. This is the Keenan. In loving memory of
friendship.
Hey,
relate my birthday to the struggles of teachers.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 11 of the None of Our Business podcast with our special guest Fernando G.
Hey.
I can't be boxed. I'm just gonna talk nice and low.
If you could have looked over at Fernando when he wanted to jump in, and he was like,
Nah, I can't be
He's the guy that's just like, all right, here I come. Yeah, we're out of here, guys. Love y'all.